This is Dream by Omen. They got
Hello everyone, how are you doing on this Sunday afternoon? I hope you're doing well. Daddy Sume, thank you for your 5-month subscription streak. You need this today. Well, I hope you're doing okay. I don't know what's going on that you need this, but I hope we can help keep you distracted. Tom G 10100110101, or no, 010. I always, the long number strings. Why do you do this to me? With 100 bits, the last of my bits until I get more surveys and free money. Always happy to give them to you and Jake. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. How is everyone else doing? I hope you're doing well. We're doing a Sovereign Citizen Day. So get ready for more traveling and people who think the law doesn't apply to them. Yeah, and then tonight around 8 Eastern or so, I will be on the line. For real this time. Remember last month, I was like, I'm going on the line. Turns out I had my months wrong. It's this month. It's today. And it's for sure this time. So go check out me on the line tonight on YouTube. I'll link it on my Twitter, which you can find a link to in my, you know, about below the video. MMO addicted with 10 bits, proof that the Democrats are just the red menace in disguise.
Is there a way to mute ourselves?
Yes, on Discord, near the bottom, next to your little microphone icon,
No.
you can click it, and and it will mute you.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I didn't watch any of the AOC stream. I'm sure it was good, but... Webster7765, you look really nice today. Thank you. Bellsthar, thank you for subscribing. Choo Choo, maybe? Yes, we are in a hype train. BT dubs. We're at level 1, 70%. Bumble Homestead, thank you for gifting a sub. Appreciate it. So yeah, is there anything else? Oh, Clockwork Chicken, thank you for subscribing. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm just going on the line tonight. I don't think there's anything else really to talk about in terms of housekeeping or whatever. Level 1 complete. Nice. Thank you.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Excited to see you on the line, Kirthin says. Thank you. I've been on once before with Jimmy. Although Jimmy's not hosting this particular episode, but it'll be good. I enjoy talking to people about stuff, you know, in a call-in format. It's fun. Honestly, I wouldn't mind starting to do something similar, but on Twitch, where I can just, you know, talk to you guys or like people who disagree with me and have them call in on Discord or something. But not necessarily a debate. I don't like debates, but like actual discussions, that might be okay. MMO addicted with 10 bits. First games, she was the imposter, so that was the joke. Yeah, I saw she was the imposter. I got it. I just didn't watch the whole stream. Doon, 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 doon. Hold on, gotta check something real quick. Is that a new blouse? I've had it for a little bit. Thank you, though, for saying it looks good. I'm on with Shannon on the line tonight. You need to call in, then? Right on. Alright, let's see if there's anything we can watch while the hype train's going.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Fickett Izzy with 45 bits, you look lovely, and I'm excited to watch the line in this. I'm glad. COVID deniers get arrested at protest in Australia. That sounds good.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Did I miss something? No. Okay. MMO addicted, I'd be into it, and even chatting sometimes. I got the Eastern European grandpa, hello fellow kids perspective. Welcome, Void Harpy. Welcome to the stream.
It's enough.
Thanks, Clockwork Chicken. I'm glad you've enjoyed the streams. Freaking Out 99 with 10 bits. Just found out my teenage sister is lesbian and is afraid to tell her parents because they might say it's just a phase. You don't know if you're actually a lesbian. In her defense, that's what they still tell me. You can't know you're gay until you have sex. Nonsense. It's upsetting because my parents are otherwise great people that I look up to. Just throw that back at them. Oh, so you guys might be gay then because you haven't tried to Hey, Dad, have you put a little bit of dick in your mouth? Do you not know if you're straight? Why don't you go give it a try then? You probably shouldn't actually say that to them. They might get very angry.
Chasing her mouse all over.
Oh, good. I'm glad she likes the toy.
Happy. She like even jumped over something to get to the mouse. I'm very proud of her. Hello, chat. I'm discussing a toy that we got Lupine. It's a little mouse that she can chase around.
Did anyone send hand of the clip from the Spring Fever episode of MST3K? Yes, we did the spring thing. No springs! We did do that. Hey, Dad, have you put a little dick in your mouth? Sounds like a George Carlin bit. That's one of the nicer things I think anyone's ever said to me.
She does look pretty too.
What? What's up with stupid people lately? You notice that?
It's an epidemic.
Like, what's up with really, really dumb people in the last, like, 10,000 years?
The government is alive with corruption.
Would be a surprise if the dads respond, "Yes, son, that's how I met your Uncle Carl." I stand by, Dad.
The government have been doing this for decades, and even if you believe in coronavirus and that you should wear a mask, physical evidence is overwhelming. Stand your ground!
Linry Barkley, thank you for following. Oh, God. Linry Barkley, thank you for subscribing with Twitch Prime. Guys, you're being arrested for spreading coronavirus. Look at this. This is the opposite of social distancing for everyone involved.
Fighting for you and your family.
Jesus.
Virus, this isn't about any, this is just insane.
They were pretty much bashing a guy over there.
Yep.
And they think they can get away with it.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's fucking terrible.
Hey guys, I don't stand police brutality whatsoever, and I think it's bad. But yeah, if you have a rally during a pandemic where you're having lockdown orders, you're probably gonna get arrested. Anyway, what else we got? Ooh, Sovereign Citizen Flat Earthers. Turn this music off.
How the laws work, for and against you.
We've seen this one. There's a second one in here, I think, though.
Going down the road, that's not illegal.
Provide
You're gonna need
dress rack.
why you have that?
Just because I want to document. It's a teaching moment.
What did you want to do with these?
Thank you, Sushi Bomb.
A dress rack.
A dress right?
If the posters is right. Is that sufficient?
It only has 2 cents on it.
Right.
It would need a package rate.
No. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to skip the United States Post Office, the United States Postal Service, and I'm trying to use the General Post Office.
You're gonna need.
I'm pretty sure the General Post Office is the United States Postal Service. What do you mean? General Post Office. The General Post Office was the state postal system and telecommunications carrier of the United Kingdom until 1969. Okay, so they're in the US, but they want to use the British postal system. Was the postal system in the United States originally called also the General Post Office? Like in, I don't know, the Constitution or something? General Post Office, the United States of America. General Post Office of the United States of America, 1774 to present time. General Post Office. Florida. Okay. MMO addicted with 10 bits, so after family dinner, my grandpa is short-circuiting over the Pope supporting gay shit. He literally did not mention the church the entire day, and he usually doesn't shut up about it. I owe the Pope a calm family dinner. Amazing. Is this going to be the Esquire contention all over again? I'm actually not sure what that is. Doon, 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 doon. I'm going to assume the General Post Office just means the post office and is probably an old-timey way of talking about the post office because it was the name of the post office in the UK. So the US probably adopted similar nomenclature, and over time we stopped calling it, General Post Office and are just calling it the post office. Which, that phrase has no meaning to me now that I've said it so many times in a row. That ever happened to you with the names? General Post Office, the Post Office, the Post Office, the Post Office, the Post Office. It's just sounds. It doesn't mean anything.
Need,
See, the United States Postal Service is a corporate entity.
No, it's not.
The statute of 1970 says that we can still send a mail for 2 cents up to half an ounce. We'll see if it's true.
come back when Jessica's here. She's not here right now.
I don't think that I need to come back. I think that's my constitutional right.
Funny about
I can't do anything about it.
Oh yeah, the living man being mad the lawyer called themselves Esquire because of the nomenclature relating back to British nobility. I do remember that. I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking about it. Abby, my dudes with 30 bits. Hannah, I voted today. Good. Everyone vote. Everyone, please, be like Abby. Vote!
About it. I'm a window clerk here.
Okay. Is
You
there
need to talk to a manager.
supervisor here?
I said she'll be back. She's not here right
You
now.
work with the USPS, right? You don't work for the General Post Office?
You need to talk to a supervisor.
I would like to use the General Post Office.
New Monster voted yesterday. Hell yeah, good job.
I don't want to use USPS. I don't want to use...
Yeah, make sure if your state provides it, I'd imagine most do, if you do vote early or you vote by mail, rather, make sure you check up and make sure that it's, like, being accepted, you know what I mean? Make sure that you can track it if that's something that's available in your state to make sure that it gets counted.
I don't want to use the corporate entity. I want to mail through the General Post Office. Sir, possibly you can help me. I've got some really important information that needs to go out, and I'm kind of being held up right now. Can you take a look and tell me if you know about this? What I'm trying to do? I'm trying to skip the United States Postal Service and use the General Post Office.
Does the Constitution say something about a General Post Office? Because that's typically what sovereign citizens will pull from. They'll like it's the kind of original textualism that would make Scalia blush. That's how I would describe a lot of sovereign citizens. So let me see. Constitution. Is this all on one page so I can control F? Okay, it's not there. Where are they getting the General Post Office thing? Very strange. Lucas Dawn says the Postal Reorganization Act of 1970 was a law passed by the United States Congress that abolished the then United States Post Office Department, which was a part of the cabinet, and created the United States Postal Service, or corporation-like independent agency with an official monopoly on the delivery of mail in the U.S. Okay, I get what you're saying. It's still a public entity, but it is probably a United States corporation, similar to like the FDIC or something, in that it operates in many ways like a corporation, but it is owned by the United States, not for profit, but for service. Sure.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not. No, it's not. The United States Postal Service is a corporate entity. So right now, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find somebody who knows how to do this.
MMO Addicted with 10 bits. Hannah, my oracle of all things Murican. Please explain why the actual fudge do you have to register to vote over there? That should be automatic. Here it is for national stuff, and then when you change your address, you get moved for local stuff automatically. I'm actually not sure. I don't know why you have to register to vote. I don't know why it's not like something that's done automatically. I don't know. The post office is literally never meant to make a profit. I agree. It's stupid. That's my least favorite kind of analysis on the post office, where people are like, oh my god, the post office has never made any money. Like, guys, holy fucking shit. The roads don't really make money either, nor does the police force or the fire department or schools. They're services. They're not a company. They're not supposed to make money. That's the opposite of the reason you have a governmental service. In the system that we have, that is capitalism, the government is supposed to step in and say, okay, here is a need that is not being met by the market for a variety of reasons, at least not met by the market reasonably. We should provide this service to our citizens via tax funding. Like, the post office, and I'll tell you, as someone who's used at FedEx and USPS for a variety of things, back in the day I used to be an eBay seller, so I'd use those, or I'd shop around all the time for like where I should, send stuff through. It is so much more expensive to go through like FedEx or UPS. If we allow them to dismantle the postal service, we're fucked in a lot of ways. It's going to be so much more difficult to ship things. Ambiguous Samus, thank you for subscribing. Ambiguous Samus, can't believe it's been 4 months already. Thanks for all your content. Thanks for being a viewer. Glad you enjoy it.
So I can get my mail out.
To disenfranchise those who cannot vote easily or who are less educated? Yeah, probably part of it.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
MMO Addicted. Folks, I know the underlying reason, but they had to give an excuse to explain it, right? They can't just openly F y'all like that. I mean, they can. People get F'd all the time by their governments, by, their fellow citizens. It's kind of a key aspect of humanity.
Because this is some of the most important, probably the most important information that's going that y'all are sending out today.
The lady that's helping you right here, she's getting to somebody that knows.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah.
If either way, it's good information, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wing the Ultimate Nug with 10 bits. The post office is only supposed to make sure everyone gets mail, no matter what canyon you live in, no matter how hard it is to get to you. It doesn't matter if it's live animals or 5,000 pounds of meat. The only thing they're supposed to do is get any mail anywhere. Right. It's an amazing service, and if we allow anyone, and by anyone I mean people on the right, currently Republicans, dismantle it, it'll be a travesty. It'll legit be the destruction of one of the greatest governmental programs. I'm gonna go PragerU John Doyle on this. One of the greatest governmental programs in the history of the United States. Nay, in the history of the world. Seriously, though. The United States Postal Office is kick-ass, okay? Like, it's amazing. And anyone who tries to get rid of it is an ass.
We'll figure it out. Yep. Thank you for your time.
There's nothing funny about the tools of
Daddy Sume with 10 bits, this is probably the most important information you guys are going to get sent out today. God damn, dude, your ego is super disgusting. My mail is the most important you will send today. Yeah, these people are ridiculous.
Sir, from my understanding, the way that it becomes a corporate entity, is if I abbreviate the state or if I add a zip code. in 1970 when Nixon put it through. That's how all that came to be. But they say 2 cents per half ounce is the General Post Office rate. We'll find out.
Okay, so he's trying to get cheaper postal rates that were applicable back in the day, a long time ago. The rates for postage have gone up over time because they try and keep up with inflation, because even though the post office doesn't make a profit, and it's not supposed to make a profit, it still has running expenses, and it's usually good to, you know, keep it going. Actually, fun fact, the post office easily makes enough money to sustain all of its operations, except, what do you know, Republicans put a thing in place where they need to have their pensions fully funded for the next 70 years. So literally, they have to have pensions in place and ready for people who will be employees and are probably not even born yet. And because they have to keep that fully funded, a lot of the money that they get taken in has to be held for that stuff. So, yeah. The post office is self-funding. It's just been... Again, it's basically gotten Nancy Kerrigan'd by the Republicans time and time again. They keep going back to whack it in the knee to try and stop it, even though it's one of the most efficient and well-run entities in the government. Towing24, is this a rare lefty sovereign citizen because he's bitching about shit the right put in place? I don't know. Sovereign citizens... They tend to lean libertarian or even right-wing, but a lot of them are pretty anti-authoritarian. Their definition of authoritarian is way too wide and encompasses things that are completely fine. So I don't know if it's as much a Republican-Democrat thing. I think a lot of sovereign citizens don't like any politicians for any reason. Wing the Ultimate Nug with 10 bits. They're scared the socialist post office will show Americans that the market isn't efficient. I think it's also just because a lot of them think they can make money, you know, in postage. I'm sure for one thing, they're probably getting lobbied by UPS and FedEx and places like them. But also, some of them might own shares in those companies, or they just see it as some philosophical belief that, oh, we shouldn't have this. There are private entities that could handle this. It's really stupid and disgusting, but people have some warped senses of morality.
You look like a total dummy, huh? What would the standard rate to be to mail us a piece? Yeah, so right now I'm sitting here debating $1.
Yeah, we can mail them, but
there's nothing funny about the
people on
tools
the
of
other end will
capitalism.
probably have to pay postage too.
Why would they have to pay postage too?
Wing the Ultimate Nug with 10 bits. Wait, senators can own stock? Yes, of course they can. Did you not see the big scandal that happened? When senators were briefed on the coronavirus, multiple senators sold off a ton of their stock before the public was aware. They're basically using their congressional information as insider trading.
Because that's not enough postage.
Did you check the statutes?
The statutes. Let me go look at the statutes.
The supervisor's the one that's going to have to deal with that.
Okay, that's fine.
And she's not here right now.
But, okay.
And Scott can write down everything that you're saying.
If, okay. Is Scott a supervisor? How you doing?
Hey, I'm Scott.
So I'm under half an ounce, right? Okay.
Okay, what do we got going on?
I want to skip the United States Postal Service, and I want to go with the General Post Office.
Okay, we are the United States Postal Service.
Right, but I want to send this through the General Post Office.
The General Post Office that you were talking about doesn't exist because they reorganized into the post office that we know today.
Okay, let me get your name, phone number.
See, this is really, really important information. Probably the most important information you've sent out all day.
Okay.
Have you heard of an email? If it's information, then you can just email that to whoever you want. Email's free. You can just do that. You can skip the post office altogether that way, too. Google will have your information, but other than that... not Hannibal Lecter with 38 bits. Giving you my last bits. My internet is super laggy, so signing off. Have a good stream. Thank you. Hope your internet gets better.
And so you're kind of slowing me down. Is there anybody that...
You're slowing yourself down. Let's make that clear.
Call a supervisor.
Our supervisor is at lunch.
But you got post office all United States post office all over the country. Is there nobody can jump chain or
we're trying that in the back right now.
Okay.
But to get you on your way, so I can take these from you.
Oh no, it's okay. I'll stay and wait to see if how.
It's going to be about an hour.
Okay.
If you want to just.
I've got plenty of time.
Okay.
What do you mean you have plenty of time? You just said you're like in a hurry and this information is important, and all of a sudden, oh, I'm not in a hurry. What?
Why? So you can mail these for 2 cents, just so I can go look it up.
Right.
So, because I'm still learning all the supervisory stuff, can you tell me, so just as a learning thing for me, why you can mail it for 2 cents? Because I'm curious.
Because the United States Postal Service is a corporate entity that's a for profit.
Okay.
And so.
Apollo 8192, did I mention how much I appreciate you rating us earlier? We raised $135 over our goal. Well, that's nice. I'm glad.
So, through the Constitution,
this is just this dude's excuse to evangelize about the General Post Office. Oh, yeah. It's blatant. He's just trying to make a point, so he's wasting the time of all these post office employees like they don't have better things to do.
Statute put in that says that if you use a General Post Office, you can mail stuff up to half an ounce for 2 cents. Does that make sense? So
sort of. Yeah.
So you're skipping what the government brought in to be an entity.
Yeah.
What the government brought in to be an entity. The post office, regardless of whether you call it the General Post Office or just the United States Post Office, as a government entity. What? Yeah.
You know, a government for-profit entity, and you're going with the...
It's not for profit! It's not for profit! Who's making a profit with the United States Postal Service? Please, explain. There's no shareholders. There's no one at the top who's siphoning off profit. Everyone who works there is making money as employees, but like they're not making a profit. That's part of the running costs of the business. There's no founder or shareholders that are getting paid dividends or who can sell their stock for money. What are you talking about? It's a government entity that makes money to run itself.
Constitutional right. Using the
I got you.
General Post Office.
The reason I ask is because, to the best of my knowledge, we are that both sides.
Well,
of that.
I mean, that's why I'm here
So I
with
don't
all this
super
because it's learning for everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's all educational.
So I'll go ask Jessica about it real quick because she just got back and she's
Thank you.
She's been here for 18 years. She's got the know.
Right. Thank you very much. Hi. How are you?
Good. I can help you, but you will have to put your camera away.
For what reason?
Because you're not allowed to record it in a postal institute.
Oh, I am allowed to record in a
No,
postal
this is a
institute.
federal government institute.
That's right,
man.
capitalistic propaganda.
Yeah, you can be disallowed from filming inside of federal buildings. I don't know if you guys know that. I mean, if you're genuinely probably just like filming a video or something, like, oh, look, it's me and Bob, and we're at the post office. Hello, Instagram. I don't think they'll really care. But like, yeah, they can stop you from filming inside federal buildings. MMO addicted with 10 bits. Okay, people, I'm the a-hole. I ordered food. I put the app that my doorbell is broken and gave my number to be called. Guy called me at 1906. I was out the door at 1907, and he started cursing at me for taking so long. The F word may have been mentioned. I pocketed the change I was going to tip him and told him to F off. Jesus Christ. I just tell people, when I've done DoorDash, I just tell them leave it at the door. Just leave it at the door. The less human interaction, the better. I don't need it. Just leave it at the door. And they do. And it's great.
Right, but I'm in a public place.
You are in a federal building. That's not... It's public in the sense that it is... Oh, this is complicated. Okay. It's public in the sense that governmental entities are funded by taxes, right? It's a public entity. But when you're in a federal building, it's not necessarily public. Being out on the street is being in public. Being inside of a federal building isn't really being in public just because it's publicly owned, technically. Even then, it's not like... How do I put this? Like, my taxes go to fund the post office, but if I go into the post office, I can't just jump behind the counter and go hang out in the back, right? Like, we all collectively own the post office, but that doesn't mean individuals who don't work there can go and fuck around in it. You know what I mean? Same thing like with a courthouse. My city taxes go and helps the courthouse in my town. But I can't just go hang out. Actually, I think you can go watch cases, but like, what's a better example? But I can't like go behind the desks in the office, you know, and look at their computers and use them and stuff. Just because something is publicly funded does not mean you as an individual have the right to do whatever you want with and in them. MMO Addicted, they don't here for some reason. They refuse to do it. I'm not sure what... Oh, they don't do the drop off at the door? That sucks. Wing the Ultimate Nug with 10 bits. Excuse me, I demand to enter the FBI head office just because the FBI is a public entity. Try it. I'm sure that'll go really well. Wag Roads 13. The USPS is an ostensibly for-profit government-owned corporation. The U.S. Congress is basically the board of shareholders. No, not... no. No, they're not. That's a really bad way of describing the post office. Daddy Sume with 10 bits. I can hang out in the courtroom, but I can't go and enjoy the employee lounge. That's a good way to explain. Thank you, 74 Quinn 74 for saying looking good today. Appreciate it.
I am allowed to record, but okay.
I'm sorry. You can put your camera away, and then we can help you. You're not allowed to record. So if you refuse to put the camera away, then I'll have to ask you to leave.
Okay. All right. So you're saying that I'm not allowed to record for educational purposes in a government
Federal government
right.
building, yes.
Okay.
That's a good answer.
Okay. You can turn it off.
Okay. So.
Okay. So what can I help you with?
Oh my God.
So I'm sending the postage out, and I'm trying to skip the United States Postal Service and use the General Post Office.
How does this go on for as long as it does? Jesus Christ.
And statutes and chapter and everything are under there, and I'm sure that you've got supervisors that you can go contact, and they can.
I'm gonna skip ahead and see where we get.
And turn off your phone.
I'm in a federal place where I pay federal taxes to be here.
Doesn't matter.
And there's no rule. You might want to go ask your supervisor about that also, because while ago when I turned it off, you can call your cop. You can call them. So can you tell me what's going on with my mail? Can you tell me what's going on with my mail?
So this mail piece is not correctly addressed. This is the manual in
What
which
do you mean it's
we
not correctly
follow.
addressed? Could you help me?
And it requires a zip code
Right.
per our manual. And
Okay.
it requires you to put proper postage on it per our manual.
Right.
So if you want to do that, we can
Who
accept
have you
your
checked
mail
with?
piece.
Who have you checked with?
This is the post.
Is he arguing that he doesn't need to put a zip code on a package? No, you need a zip code. It's one of the ways the machines that like sort mail read what's on it. It looks at the zip code. It's like, okay, this needs to go this way or this needs to go this way. These things aren't just like magic spells. We're not putting zip codes on letters and stuff for fun. They're there for a practical reason. It's not some nefarious plot. It's literally so the machines can read where the mail is supposed to go.
Domestic manual.
That's the USPS manual. I want to go by
your
the.
manual is
I want to
no
go by the.
longer qualified. This is the post
So,
office.
so there's
manual.
there's no longer a general post office entity that works here also.
No.
That's here also.
No.
And you know that for a fact.
Yes.
So what you're doing right now.
Follow our policy.
So is it because of the information on
No,
here?
it's because
Is
of
it
the way
bigotry?
it's addressed.
Okay, what's wrong with the address?
And because it doesn't have proper postage.
Could you tell me about the address?
You do not have a zip code listed, which is required. And here's the documentation.
You want to know
I'm
something really
providing to
sweet?
you.
Everybody's been really, really nice except for you. You came out with a total attitude.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
You came out with a total attitude.
Look, you've been an asshole, so that's why people are giving you an attitude. You're being a psycho. People are gonna, like, you don't, how do I, if you come in being an a-hole and wasting everyone's time with your psychotic sovereign citizen nonsense, you are not owed politeness from the people whose time you are wasting. You're just not. I know you think you're the bee's knees and you're just like the best person ever and you're super special and the world revolves around you, but it's not the case. You're wasting everyone's time. You're gonna get treated pretty poorly. Deal with it. Daddy Sume with 10 bits, you're incorrect, Hannah. Sovereign citizens literally talk about magic words and magic thinking. It's like the Mormon magic underwear. True, and it works about as well as the magic underwear. Ammo addicted with 10 bits. Karen crossover. Nice 2 for 1.
You know the water.
By Karen, you mean the sovereign. Yeah, I get it.
Did you know the Earth is 71% water? Did you know that water doesn't bend or curve? It always finds its...
Oh no! Water doesn't bend! Why are we doing this now? Why? No! Nathan, was this you?
Level. Did you know that you can't find one real picture of Earth from space?
What the fuck?
I would like to speak to your supervisor.
Daddy Sume, double whammy. We got bingo. We got the goddamn unicorn.
I am the lead supervisor.
I want to speak to the manager of Earth. We're gonna get to the bottom of this flat Earth thing.
Postmaster's not here right now. This is the postal policy.
Okay.
So I can ask you to follow the policy or now leave.
Okay. So to follow the policy, what will I have to do?
You're required to put proper postage on the mail piece and the
Could we look up the
Oh my god, she's repeated this like 4 times. She's so much nicer and calmer than I would be. I'd be a terrible employee anywhere. I don't have time for these people. I don't have patience for these people. I don't even have pity for these people at this point. I just seethe. Nothing but hate. She just got flat smacked. Looks like someone hasn't been peeping the Gleason lately.
Chapter in the statute?
I did.
And
it's not valid.
How's it not valid?
It's no longer valid.
As of when?
Morgalon 5, thank you for subscribing, sir. This is a post office. Wing the Ultimate Nug with 10 bits. Do you think the position manager of the universe would literally be talking to intergalactic Karens? Oh god. It's like Galactus, but with a Karen haircut. Hello? I'd like to speak to the manager, please. There's space COVID, and I'd like to not wear a mask in space.
I'm gonna have to ask you to follow the policy.
No, you work for me.
Turn off your phone
You work for
or
me.
leave.
I pay taxes. You work for me. You work for me.
That's my least favorite thing, too. I pay taxes. You work for me. I mean, she also pays taxes. So does that mean she's her own boss? Like, you, the individual, do not own or are not the employers of people who happen to make their money from the state via taxes. The public collectively pays these people. You as an individual have no special privilege because you happen to pay taxes like everybody else.
I don't work for you. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to have you help me and tell me how to do this.
I hate when people say that too, like, oh, I pay taxes. Yeah, you're doing the bare minimum. Everyone does. You heard there are 2 things inevitable in life, death and taxes. You're doing one of those 2 things. You don't have to brag about it like it's special, weirdo.
I did.
Okay, when was this statute taken out? Can you tell me that? Just because you don't like the information that's on here doesn't mean that you can do
I said nothing
Wing the Ultimate Nug. Oh, I work for you? Then fire me. Now what? I can't get help. I just got fired. Come back in 2 weeks.
about your information.
Okay.
Right?
Right. So what you're doing right now is you're keeping this mail. My father could be sick, and this could be going out to him just at the right time.
I'll accept it with the proper postage.
What if I don't
and
have
a
it?
proper
What if I don't
address.
have it anymore?
Then they sell stamps at the post office. It's kind of a big thing the post office does.
So what you're telling me is nobody...
Stamps aren't expensive either. I have stamps. I have stamps in the other room. I don't even mail things often. It's just good to have around in case you need it.
Nobody else does that. Or is it just...
A lot of supermarkets sell stamps now, too. I think you can get stamps online, too. Like stamps.com or something. Not an ad. I know that was a thing for a while because I heard a bunch of ads about it.
It's just your post office that won't do this.
Nobody will do it. The proper policy is to follow this information that
Right.
I provided.
Right.
So you can follow it.
I had a stamp collection as a kid. It wasn't a good one. I wonder what happened to it.
You can address it properly. You
Right.
can put the postage on it, or you can leave.
Right. Okay. Did you know there's no real satellites in space? Do you know
That
why
doesn't pertain-
Why is he non sequitur turning into flat Earth? That has nothing to do with this. Like, you take that crazy to a different governmental office.
Into any of this.
It does, because when you go in the postal service and you send stuff overseas, you don't go right across the curve.
Doesn't.
Post office is all about that.
Do you want to leave now, sir?
I'm trying to talk to somebody that can answer questions about when
This
was
goes on
statute
I answered
for
the
so
question.
much longer.
I answered the questions that this is the policy.
Right.
Looks like
So
the
you
cops
can
get
follow the
called
postal
at the
policy
end,
or
so that's interesting.
Okay, I'm still trying to. I can't really see. I have terrible eyes. This right here is like the most faded. Have you talked to your postmaster?
Yes.
Have you talked to your supervisor? Is he telling you to do this?
Hey, you know, USPS, NASA, they have the same number of letters.
Who are you talking
Has your
about?
postmaster? You talked to him today?
This is the postal manual.
No, I'm saying, have you
following
talked to your
the manual.
postmaster today? Have you,
I don't, no one talks to, people at the post office who just work the desk don't talk to the postmaster general. What? Wag Roads, 13 with 100 bits. I used to be a mail carrier. That is correct. Look it up. USPS is a government-owned corporation. Yeah, it's probably a United States corporation. Like the FDIC. That's a thing. But that's different than a private corporation, right? They're different things. United States corporations. Or what are they called? Are they called federal corporations? Federal corporation. There we go. List of federal corporations. I know I've looked at this before on Sovereign Citizens. Here we go. DV Schulter with 100 bits. Ha ha ha. My account is back. Victory. Pog. Whatever the kids say. Welcome back. Let me see. The Commodity Credit Corporation, Corporation for National Community Service, Corporation for Public Broadcasting, the Export-Import Bank of the United States, Farm Credit Banks, the FDIC, Federal Finance Bank, Federal Home Loan Banks. Let me see if
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Control F. Post. No, post office isn't one. So I guess I'm not sure what the post office is considered. USPS. Black Rabbit of Inley, thank you for subscribing with the 2-month streak. Aloha, and thanks for being awesome. I look forward to many more years of entertainment. Well, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. The United States Postal Service is an independent agency of the executive branch of the United States of the federal government responsible for providing postal service in the United States, including its insular areas and associated states. It's one of the few governmental agencies explicitly authorized by the United States Constitution. So no, it's considered a branch of the executive of the United States. USPS traces its roots to 1775 during the Second Continental Congress. Ben Franklin was the first Postmaster General. Passage of the Postal Service Act. It was elevated to a cabinet-level department in 1872 and was transformed by the Postal Reorganization Act of 1970 into the United States Postal Service as an independent agency. Since the early 80s, many direct tax subsidies to the USPS, with the exception of subsidies for costs associated with disabled and overseas voters, have been reduced or eliminated. Cool.
You talked to your supervisor. He told you to tell me to leave
To follow the policy, yes.
Did you know when the sun sets into the water?
That
Did you take a
doesn't
telescope and
pertain.
you can pull it back out of the... Okay.
I love this video.
Because I pay your...
This is everything I love to hate. We got a Karen We got a sovereign citizen. We've got a flat earther, and they're all the same guy. I want to talk to this guy. Because this guy, I feel like he's almost the platonic ideal of everything I hate. And if I destroy him, maybe all the flat earthers and sovereign citizens will disappear from the world. Like when you kill the head vampire and all the other people with vampirism are cured. Maybe I need to do that.
Salary.
No, you don't. But
Okay,
it's fine that
Xandris, thank you for gifting a sub.
you feel that way.
Oh, because you're you work for profit, right? The United States Postal Service is for profit, right?
No, it's not.
No.
Okay, it's not a for profit. Okay. So my taxes pay your salary.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Okay, whose taxes pay your salary?
Actually, no, they don't. The United States Postal Service is basically self-funding. So I'm sure the salaries come out of the money that they make mailing stuff. Yeah, this guy's an idiot. And so am I for forgetting that. But yeah.
How does your salary get paid?
Sir, do you want to talk about the mail piece and how to mail it? Because I provided that information.
Is this guy your Joker? I don't think I'm good enough to be considered a Batman with a Joker. This is more like what's a D level hero. This is like whoever Booster Gold's main villain is, and I'm Booster Gold in this situation.
Right.
Now it's on you to address it properly and put the postage on it.
Funny about
Captain Underpants.
You know the only thing that's ever been in space is your imagination.
Would you like to leave now?
I'm trying to figure. I can't read this. I can't read that. Could you read it to me, please?
No, I can't. I provided it to you.
But what I'm saying is, I have terrible eyesight. I can even show you my records. I need glasses.
Postcard, I would
Right. Quit putting your hands on it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Let's get to the police part. Yes, please.
You would follow the post office policy,
Can you,
which is
can
this
you show
policy.
me that? Can you show?
I'm not required to show you that.
Okay.
I've showed you my documentation
Right.
here, and now I'm asking you to.
I'm not dissing Booster Gold, but he is a D-list superhero. That's like part of his character. He wants to come from the future to be, oh, I'm gonna be the best, and then everyone's like, eh.
Either follow the policy,
But I can't read.
address
I can't
your
read it.
mail piece, or
Sir?
leave.
This is Hannah's Kite Man. Fuck yeah, Kite Man. Wing the Ultimate Nug with 10 bits. In order to get money to pay their pension, USPS has opened a fashion line to get more money. Can we look at the fashion line at some point? It's pretty amazing. Oh my god. Yeah.
You want to leave?
I'm trying to send mail.
Okay. If they ask you to leave, you need to leave.
Right, but I'm a customer. I'm trying to figure out how to have my conversation.
You're not a customer. You're a jackass who's making a fool of himself. Please leave.
What?
You're not allowed to record.
Okay.
They have the authority.
I'm allowed to record in a federal building.
Do you have an ID on you?
I don't need to show you my ID. Am I being detained or am I free to leave?
Captain Boomerang, maybe?
For what reason am I being detained?
Disturbance here and for trespass.
For causing a disturbance. I've got everything on film.
Okay, we're gonna need to see an ID on you. What name is he giving you?
Yeah, I do.
There's nothing funny about
I don't need to give a name. I have a constitutional right. For what?
Because he keeps coming
Why
back.
am I being detained?
We press charges for trespassing. I've asked them to leave several times.
Sir, please don't put your hands on me. So what you need is my ID.
We're gonna put you in handcuffs.
So you're taking me to jail?
Identify yourself. Don't play those games with us.
I'm not playing a game. I got a constitutional right. And I haven't done nothing wrong. And if you tell me that I'm being detained, first you have to ask me to leave to be trespassed.
They've asked you to leave multiple times.
Okay, we're asking you to leave.
Okay, I'm leaving.
After you identify yourself.
Please don't put your... Please quit putting your hands on me.
Okay.
Please quit putting your hands on me.
Put the camera down.
Okay. There's no reason for y'all not putting your hands on me. For what reason? For what reason? What am I being arrested for? If I'm not arrested, I'm free to leave. If I'm not being detained, I'm free to leave. Ma'am, this is your fault. This is all because you want to give customer service. Okay? My wrist is turned around backwards on the cup. My wrist is spun.
This just keeps going, too. What the heck?
There's nothing. It's just a little camera. Exactly. I have no weapons. You do not have the right to search me. You do not have the right to frisk me. This is my constitutional right. I do not give you rights to search and seizure. You do not have.
That's not how that works. Once you're in a situation like this and you've gotten into a tussle with the police, that's probable cause. They're arresting you. They're searching you for weapons. They're allowed to do that. That's not against your Fourth Amendment right.
Right. Please quit touching me that way. Please? Could you please call your sergeant? You're stepping on my mail. You're stepping on everything that I have.
I want to know what was in the mail. Was it even anything, or was it an empty box?
If I'm not arrested, why am I being detained? Here, let's get him out. No. Before you do anything, you got to tell me why I'm being detained.
So you understand the Constitution. I think you should learn some case law in the Constitution.
Okay.
You have the right to detain you in handcuffs.
No, you don't. You do not have the right to search me or anything unless I'm being detained. You do not have the right to...
The Fourth Amendment is not the police never have a right to search you ever. It's that you have the right against unreasonable search and seizure. Like, and I understand that there are many cases where the police do overstep those bounds and will maybe even manufacture probable cause, but in the case where you're actively, like, fighting the police and refusing to leave a building, and they're probably gonna arrest you, yeah, that probably breaches probable cause. They want to make sure you don't have any weapons on you. You're clearly a crazy person. You might attack them.
Okay. All right. You've got this code.
Devious Chilster with 10 bits. His mail was a Renaissance painting of that one guy about crap his parents from the... Of that one guy about to crap his pants from the cringe stream. No! I want it so bad.
On me so tight with my wrist turned around the wrong way. I'm pulling my hands away. They have this little dude complex. Their hands on me, man. Why is it always the little dudes that look for this ego? They're the cops. I was the one that protected y'all when you were getting bullied. No, I'm not doing it. No, I'm not identifying. Are you going to arrest me for not identifying myself? Please call your supervisor. Please.
Is your name Bill?
Please call your supervisor.
We're going to need to get you identified. That's
Please call your supervisor.
So
Please call your supervisor.
Can I just
No,
talk to you?
my wrist is being hurt right now, man.
Okay, what's wrong with this?
Yeah, no doubt, man. Oh, thanks. Thanks for fixing it while you got me handcuffed out and making a scene in front of something I've done nothing for.
Logarth with 10 bits. I feel bad for the guy in the way that something had to happen in his life for him to have grabbed so firmly to this belief that lets him have some feeling of control in the world. It's a sad symptom of the world and the society in which we live. Yeah, I talked about this the other day in regard to QAnon, and I think stuff like this is similar when you have, you know, your sovereign citizens and your flat earthers and stuff. A lot of these people who fall for the crazy, crazy stuff, profoundly lonely, isolated individuals who are looking for a community and find one with people who will accept them pretty much regardless of who they are. Again, it kind of depends on the group. But as far as, you know, Flat Earth isn't, like, racist as far as I know. QAnon, even that isn't really... How do I put this? QAnon is more concerned with your political affiliation than, like, who you are as a person or the color of your skin or how stupid you are. So they'll, I don't know. The unconditionally accepting communities as long as you adhere to whatever the thing is in that group, whether it's the QAnon, like, time travel, Satanist Democrats bullshit, or whether it's, you know, the Flat Earth thing. As long as you toe the line of the sort of pseudo-cult that you're in, you're part of the group, and you're in on a secret, and you all feel special, and, I don't know. Dangerous. Dangerous, dangerous stuff. Sovereign citizens are male Karens. I mean, there are male Karens who aren't sovereign citizens, but yeah, there's a pretty big crossover.
Y'all creep up behind me.
QAnon is anti-Semitic, yes. That would be the... that would be the... I was more talking about, like, white, black, Hispanic, but yeah, QAnon, whether people who follow it realize it or not, is pretty anti-Semitic and gets a lot of its stuff from some pretty antiquated, anti-Semitic propaganda wives' tales. Like, blood libel.
I'm not causing a disturbance. The only one causing a disturbance is y'all coming in and backing me up. No, I'm not going to stop yelling. There's nothing against law about yelling. There's not one thing that says I can't yell or have emotion. Disorderly conduct. Now you're filing a charge?
Are you going to identify yourself?
For what am I being detained for?
Trespassing and disorderly
In order to be trespassed, she has to tell me to leave. I left whenever you told me to. She was sitting there trying to tell.
They came up. They said
okay.
they've asked you to leave several times.
Okay.
That you're not leaving.
And for what reason? Were they telling me to leave? I was trying to cause. I was trying to melt.
Employees
okay.
of the post office.
All right.
They have the authority of the post office. They
can
ask you to leave.
They can ask me to do whatever
I've
they
seen
want to ask
this.
me to do. You can ask me to do whatever.
This like chart of conspiracies and how it can start small and get into other stuff. Can I zoom in on this? No matter how much I zoom, it doesn't really get bigger. It's a shame. But yeah, it starts out with like real stuff like MK Ultra, which was a real program, although it didn't actually, you know, involve how do I put this? It did involve actual psychic abilities, but involved like the government trying and doing a bunch of unethical stuff, you know. And then we have, you know, the stuff like Epstein didn't kill himself, UFOs, Princess Diana, JFK assassinations, Area 51. Things that are like, I would even argue Epstein didn't kill himself would maybe be in the bottom one, but that's subjective. I understand. So it's like the idea that, oh, there's some fun conspiracy theories or ones that are like at least interesting and most people can understand the interest, if not actually believe them. Then you end up, you cross the living reality line, or leaving reality line, and you end up in crop circus circles, Elvis lives, Avril Lavigne been replaced, Loch Ness Monster, alien abductions, mattress firm conspiracies. Then you wind up in science denial, and you have your anti-vaxxers, your global warming hoaxers, your 5Gs, chemtrails, and then the bottom one is, you know, the anti-Semitic point of no return, where you have Pizzagate, QAnon, George Soros, New World Order. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. I kind of wish it had been the opposite, though, to be like a funnel. Like maybe it starts with some of the more general stuff, and it, you know, but I'm not a graphic designer, so.
You want to ask me to do, but you're not supposed to put cuffs on me.
Mattress firm. Oh, there's a silly internet conspiracy theory. We've never covered it on Tinfoil Tuesday. I don't know if we ever will, because it's not taken very seriously by most people. But basically that mattress firm, because there are so many of these mattress stores everywhere, but people don't buy mattresses that often. So people are like, I just see them in there all day. There's no customers. They're just hanging out. How are these places keeping the lights on? So it started this conspiracy theory online that mattress firms are money laundering endeavors and for some sort of crime, and that they aren't there to sell you a mattress. They're there to launder money, basically. It's a fun conspiracy theory, but it is a conspiracy theory that isn't true nonetheless. Yeah. But the reason, by the way, in case you're curious, is because mattresses are the buildings are very low overhead. You know, you just got to keep the lights on and buy your stock of mattresses, and mattresses are very profitable. You know, people only buy one every 10 years, but like my mattress cost, how much was it, like $1,500 or something? Like, I bought a pretty nice, like, king-size mattress, in fairness, but, like, you know, when people do buy mattresses, they cost a lot of money, and people do buy mattresses, even if you only buy one every 10 years, there's enough people in a city that they're buying them pretty consistently, so, I don't know.
Without
an understanding of the law, are you going to identify yourself?
Am I being detained?
Yes.
Am I being arrested?
Clearly.
Am I being arrested?
So here's the thing.
Please call your sergeant.
Please
call your sergeant.
They called us.
Okay, I've got it all on video, so it's all about to go down.
I know, and we'd like to see that too, if you want to show it.
Right.
To us, so we can get an idea on what's going on.
I'm handcuffed right now, man.
But Wayfair took your baby. Honestly, and I spent a lot of money on the bed. I probably didn't need to. That was a point where I had more money than sense. That was when Jake and I were making the most money on the YouTube channel. You would not believe how much money we used to make. We make less now, but it's fine. I have a house. I'm happy. I don't need a bunch of extra money. I probably could have just bought a cheap mattress and bought like a memory foam mattress pad. Would have been just as good, but I bought like a big expensive memory foam pad. I really like it though. Dr. Gamble walked away for a sec. Is this still going? Yes, it is.
This is why you're in handcuffs. Is because you were refusing to identify yourself, and you were trying to.
You can handcuff me for refusing to identify myself?
We need to talk to you and identify you.
You need to go to a safe space. Is what you need to do. I'm missing an eardrum, so I'm wobbly. Okay? I'm missing an eardrum. I'm not trying to pull away from you.
Right. So
I'm missing an eardrum.
Oh yeah, I agree. If you're gonna spend money on, there's some things that make sense to spend decent money on, in my opinion. A mattress is one of them, because, you know, you're spending like a third of your life sleeping. Or like half if you're me. Because I feel like I'm part cat. I sleep way too long. You don't need to buy an expensive car, but at least a car that you are comfortable with and that runs well so you're not getting repairs all the time. I'm not saying buy a new car. I'm saying buy a used car that's in decent shape.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
And at least for me, this isn't going to apply to everyone, but I like having a phone that I really like, specifically because I use it constantly, both for work and for, you know, just hanging out and surfing the web. Vibrators, ropes, okay. Jesus Christ, Daddy Sume. Devious Jilster with 10 bits. You need to go to a safe space, says the dude who is freaking out because he couldn't trespass to the literal cop. Yup. Stellar Sea Cow with 10 bits. Have you ever heard of the conspiracy theory that Courtney Love is a CIA asset and she was brainwashed as part of the MK Ultra program to stop musicians who were too subversive for the mainstream getting too popular? If that were the case, they did a terrible job, because I'm pretty sure Kurt Cobain's death may, and I'm not saying it's good that he died, but I am saying I think Kurt Cobain's death helped amplify the public perception of Nirvana, right, and their music. I'm not saying people still wouldn't like love Nirvana if Kurt Cobain was still alive today, but you know, he probably would have put out a couple bad albums or something in the interim, and people were like, all right, you know, Nirvana, cool, but there's a weird thing in music where you have sort of the tortured artist martyr, and that propels the fame of a lot of dead celebrities. Antipodian Squid, people who sleep most of the day as much as possible unite. Yay, depression. Daddy Sumo with 10 bits, also never skimp out on porn. You want the good stuff, you gotta pay for the good fetish stuff. I can't say I've ever paid for pornography, but, you know, do you. It's better for the performers, honestly.
I'm deaf too, so how loud can I talk? How loud can a deaf dude talk? Fuck no, I'm pissed off.
I know you are. I can see that.
And you would never talk to me the way that you would, or put your hands on me the way you are right now, or these cuffs. Look at my fucking cuffs, man.
Relax.
He's so mad. He needs to calm down.
Look at my cuffs.
Daddy Sume, Daddy Sume says, yes, I do pay for porn. Support your sex workers. I mean, yeah, I agree. I just, I don't want to talk about my porn habits, so I'm not going to. Argonian Bum, thank you for subscribing.
I don't have to apply to your rules. I do not have to apply as long. You work for me, dude. I pay your salary. You're my servant. You're.
Common misconception. The police, or anyone who's a federal employee that you happen to pay taxes, and some of those taxes might go to pay, you know, for whatever. They are not your servant. They are public servants, which does not mean they are the servants of every single individual in public. It means they serve the public at large. What they do, or at least ideally what the cops and other people who work for the government who are public servants should do, is do their job to the best of their abilities to serve the public as a whole, not individuals within that public necessarily. It seems like a weird distinction, but it matters, right? Like, that's why, like, this guy's crazy. Sure, he pays his taxes, probably, and he might be an upstanding citizen otherwise, but once he starts trespassing and annoying other people and harassing them, he's no longer being benign to the public, and therefore the police need to step in to help protect the public from him. MMO Addicted with 10 bits, I mean especially yikes in the US. The police there serve themselves mostly. True. Logarth with 10 bits, as a furry, let me expound about also supporting adult content artists and animators. Right on. Daddy Sumo with 10 bits, the face on the femboy anarchist when they realize you just gave them a prostate or oh god. Why? Why are you having me read these things? I don't want to. I'm not reading it.
You're my fucking servant. No, you're my fucking servant.
Prostate. I get it.
Call the sergeant, please.
There's nothing funny about the
Oh, hey, the video continues from a body cam. Oh, we get to see what the guy looks like. That's great. Doom Smoothie, thanks for the bits. MMO addicted band daddy, eliminate my rivals. No, I need the rivalries, so you keep spending money on bits and subscriptions and stuff. I'm a war profiteer.
Lead him in there. Let's go talk to the RPs.
Please, call your sergeant. Tell me why I'm being detained. You're not pushing me in there right now.
Yeah, that tracks. Poor guy. He's got to have something wrong with him. Like, I'm not saying he's actually mentally ill necessarily, but he's probably a lonely guy, and this is something he feels is important and makes him feel important, and it's sad that it's come to that.
Now,
Okay, relax. What is going on with your hands here? We fixed this one.
Feel how tight they are,
Devious
man.
Chillster, that's literally what I imagined. Yeah.
I can fit
Fit it.
my whole finger in there.
Fit it. Show us.
I'm putting my finger in it right now.
Why do you have these cuffs in the first place?
Sir, have a seat.
I'm putting my finger in it right now. I want to clip that. That cop saying that. I don't know what I'd use that sound effect for, but I kind of like it as a sample. I'm putting my finger in it right now.
Okay.
Please call your sergeant. I don't need to have a seat.
You want your...
That guy's like 6'4", no wonder the cops are spooked.
I've got bad knees. I just had hip surgery. And I need to cram in that car right now.
Is it gonna really hurt?
I just had hip surgery. Did I tell you that?
Yeah, man. Well, I don't know.
I'm telling you. You don't ask me. You just come in here and throw me in cuffs. You didn't ask what she did in there. So every time somebody's got bad customer service, you just come in and throw somebody in fucking cuffs?
So you want to talk to a sergeant?
I want to talk to your fucking sergeant. That's right. Because.
Daddy Sume, I know what you can use it for, Hannah. Ooh woo. Jesus.
You're a little power-hungry dude to put your hands on me and put cuffs on me a way that you shouldn't. And I'm deaf, all right? See my eardrum? Look behind my right ear. I don't have an eardrum over there. So tell me how loud I can talk.
There's nothing funny about the tools
You're
of
gonna show me in that car? Keep freaking out. You're gonna show me?
Devious Chillster. Oh, I'm sorry. We're totally gonna let you break the law without getting arrested because you just had surgery. Gee.
Just relax.
You said if I don't shut up, you're gonna shove me in that fucking car?
Funny about the tools
You better call for backup. You need way more than that to shove me in that fucking car. I promise you.
MMO addicted with 10 bits. Cops being spooked is an insane thing for me. Like, you get paid to take care of folks without using lethal force. You get trained for that. I won't really blame a civilian with a gun for shooting someone, assaulting them with a knife, but a police officer should disarm them. Yeah, the police are, kind of cowards relative to what they're supposed to be. Like, I get it. I'd be scared dealing with someone too, but, like, I'm not a cop. It's not my job. If you accept that job, then you need to accept a certain level of risk. And you can't just be, like, jumpy about everything.
Is your name Bill?
No, my name's not Bill.
Okay.
I don't answer questions.
Okay.
Daddy Sume, bonk, horny jail. No.
I'm just trying to talk to you, man.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Logarth with 10 bits. Imagine this guy was non-white and mouthing off like this to the cops. Yeah, probably wouldn't go well.
For me, I don't answer questions.
Do you know why? Do you understand why we're here?
Do you know that the more I'm in custody right now, my circulation's being cut off? The more you're going to be in trouble?
Do you understand?
You know you're about to be a movie star?
Yeah, okay. Do you know why we're here?
Why?
That's right,
Because
capitalistic propaganda.
you were in there trying to mail that they couldn't.
Philly H, thank you for
and then
following.
She brought me out that piece of paper and I told her I couldn't see it. And I was trying to get her to explain to me why I couldn't.
Right.
And she doesn't know which piece of paper. What's that? Which piece of paper? That piece of paper right there. See that faded out thing in there in the door? I have. Who do you think you are?
I don't want to read your mail.
No, who do you think you are? You know, I stuck up for guys like you when I was in high school. I stuck up for the little dweebs that got picked on. Now you got the power and you want to like put your hands on people, piss on people, shove on people.
You started getting kind of mad at them.
Devious Chillster with 10 bits. The wildest conspiracy theory this guy believes in is that the cops would get in trouble for cutting off his circulation or airflow or lifespan for that matter. True. Yeah, you can link a video, Apollo.
You want to bet? I'll bet you're about to learn a lesson. I'll bet y'all are all about to learn a lesson.
And then,
I'll bet you're about to learn a lesson. You're about to be fucking viral. You're about to be Now, I bet you wouldn't talk to me or touch me or anything like that if you had that fucking badge on. I'll bet you wouldn't. Standing out here in front of my town embarrassing me like this, man. I wonder why y'all get abused. Because the guys guys like y'all get the good ones hurt. Y'all get the big guys hurt.
They let him go or they arrest him? Hey, they're arresting him. Okay. In fairness, I say A because on a base lizard brain level, it's kind of cathartic. But I don't think an arrest is going to help this guy, and I don't think it's going to help society at large. He honestly needs to see, like, a social worker, probably, or a therapist or something. He's definitely not in a good place, and being arrested is just going to stoke his victim complex, and he's going to be like, I was right, guys, I got arrested, you know? Jay Sume, why are they letting this go on and not just taking him in? Yeah. Logarth, you need to get an icon for every time you go, true. I think there's already, isn't there already a true emote that Jake has or something? Antipodian Squid, just imagine this time his judge is going to have when he gets to court. Yeah. Yeah.
Run from it.
Very strange. Pretty depressing. Anyway, let's see what this link was. Antipodian Squid, just imagine... Oh, I already read that one. Sorry. Let's see what this link was by Apollo.
As gamers, you are smarter, sharper, and just generally better humans. Now, the world needs you. Here at the Peak Humanity Procreation Facility, experienced gamers from around the globe are donating their superior...
You don't know, you unsubbed from Jake to throw bits at you. That's good. Everyone do that. Shh, I won't tell him if you don't. Stellar Sea Cow. I mean, my grandfather getting arrested led to him getting court-ordered therapy. It was meant... It meant he got the antidepressants he had always needed and helped lead him to no longer being racist. Oh, that's good. I'm glad. Unfortunately, I don't think that's the case for a lot of people who end up getting in front of a judge, but for those that do, that's good.
DNA to ensure a better future for mankind.
I'm donating. I'm donating.
我愿意奉献.
Nagbibigay ako ng donasyon.
Our world needs my eggs.
I have powerful swims. They can be yours.
He's making us a perfecto baby. A little gamer baby.
Transcend humanity through gaming.
What the heck is this? Is this like a... Is this like an ad, like a viral ad for something? Is Omen an actual brand of computers? And it's just supposed to be, you know, a tongue-in-cheek viral advertisement? Yes? Okay. Transcend humanity. I don't know anything about these, gaming laptops. They may be good, I don't know. But I think they're very ugly. I think the logo on them is very, very ugly. But, you know, there's more important stuff than dealing with, you know. Ooh, that desktop looks cool, though.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Have I shown you guys my computer? Do you guys want to see my computer, my setup? Might as well. Incels, this is your chance at having progeny. Logarth, the Gattaca. Gattaca, but it's spelled with PlayStation button symbols. Ugh. This is my computer. It's what I stream with. I can change the color of the things, too. Hold on. Where's the button? Here? I gotta get it back to where it was. Or purple, maybe. Yeah, I'll stick with purple for now. Oh, shit! Oh, no, the Hartnell! I dropped the Hartnell. For those who play the D&D, or who watch the D&D stream we do over at Jake's channel, I have a 3D printed Hartnell I made. In case you wanted to see that. We're already doing this. You want to just see the office generally? Oh, that's a great angle. Want to see up my nose? There it is. let's see. There's my 3D printer. There's the Captain Cringe hat. There's, I usually have a water and a soda when I'm doing this. There's what I see when we're doing the streams. Ooh, it's like an infinite regress. There we have the set for Hannah and Jake when we do it in person, though because of COVID, we've been doing it online. There's my very, very messy desk, which has some stuff from Tinfoil Tuesday and some other stuff on it. I don't know. Yeah. There's a bunch of books people have sent us. Anyway, that's... You wish you had a Fang poster? Someone made that for us. That's painted. It's really, really cool. Someone painted that for us. People have done really, really cool art pieces for us, too. Someone did Ryby Jenkins, who used to hang out in the community a lot, but I haven't seen her in a while. Although I did see her on stream a month or so ago, but I haven't really seen her since then. She made this. Ignore the, ignore that. But other than that, you know, I'm missing a tooth, so she made this thing with a variety of teeth. It's very cute. But yeah, people have done some pretty cool art pieces and stuff for us. It's nice. Anyway, let's see what else we got. Oh, remember this judge? Remember this judge? He met another sovereign citizen! A new one! This guy, did a sovereign citizen a while back, and he does a really good job of dealing with them. He kind of plays into their bullshit, but does it better than them because he's a judge and therefore is better at, like, taking arguments and using them. And it's very, very funny. So, yeah, we got a new one from him. It's short, it's only 2 minutes long, but it's worthwhile. Do I claim to be a sovereign citizen? Heck no. There's no such thing as a sovereign... I mean, there are people who claim to be sovereign citizens, but it's a contradiction. You cannot be a sovereign citizen.
Abdono Hall, Philip Josephat, Darius Monroe, Lonnie Johnson, and Gregory Wilson. All right, Abdono Hall. So you're charged with a warrant on a resisting arrest.
Clearly a Moorish citizen, yeah.
You want to work this out right now, Mr. Hall? Plead no contest.
Oh yeah, I saw they were transphobe after the first one.
Case is over with.
Which I don't get. Guys, like, I get it. Do transphobes know that I know I'm trans? Like, do they think it's a surprise? Like, surprise, did you know you're trans? Like, no, I know that. It causes me much distress. I already know, guys.
You would do that?
I'm Abdul Alpha Law, authorized representative, natural person, appropriate persona. All rights reserved. Ex relation Abduno Hall. All rights reserved. UCC 1-207/1-308. UCC 1-
Doom Smoothie. To be honest, I don't catch your streams very often, but I'm glad I did this time. Well, I'm glad you caught it too.
103. My honor.
Do you know somebody named Abdono Hall?
Ex relation, I'm authorized representative, Abdul Alphala.
Oh, you're the representative for him?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you know where he is right now?
Authorized representative.
No, I know you're an authorized
Abdul
representative,
Alphala.
but I need to
Ex
talk to
relation.
him. Do you know where he is?
Really? I object.
Object for what?
I object to that.
State the grounds for your objection.
I object.
Someone's been playing too much Phoenix Wright. I object!
I object because I just gave you My natural appropriate persona name.
What is that name?
Abdul Al-Falah.
Okay. Let me
Authorized
ask you,
representative.
Abdul,
Yes.
have you ever been known as Abdono Hall?
I object to that.
What's the grounds for your objection?
I object.
All right. Well, let's do this. If you see you're Abdono Hall's representative, right?
Authorized representative.
All right. When you see him, will you tell him his bond is $500? Thank you. All
right. Short but sweet. That's a good one. Oh, this one's annoying. Look at this lady. She says, is it possible to obtain a passport travel document that allows international travel without entering your child into the system? If so, how? Free-birthed mine, alone at home with just me and my husband and have zero official documents for her. But we travel frequently and need something that'll allow her to travel with us. Feeling way in over my head here as this is completely new to me. So basically, this woman had her baby at home, which is dangerous. Don't do this. Have your baby in the hospital. People used to have babies at home. You know what we had when that was a thing? Incredibly high infant mortality rates. Your kid might need medical care immediately upon birth. Do not risk having your child in your home that is not sanitary. Don't do it. On top of giving birth at home, she never actually got her kid like a social security number or a birth certificate, things that kid is going to need when they are an adult to prove they are a citizen of the country so they can get jobs. This kid is royally effed. Free birth? What? Yeah, it's a bunch of hippies. That's what they call giving birth at home on their dirty porch. Yeah. Undocumented. Basically, yes. Yeah. The kid could get... I don't even know where the kid would get deported to if they got caught. The kid's white. The immigration service is going to be very confused. They normally use their racism to determine where they deport people, but how's that going to work with a white kid? Anyway. Australian sovereign citizen driving around with smashed window from previous encounter with police gets pulled over yet again. Perfect. That sounds perfect.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Daddy Sumo with 10 bits. Free birth scum. The clans are superior. All hail Nicholas Kerensky. Is that a 40K joke that I don't get? I don't know. Stellar Sea Cow, I disagree with that statement. It's perfectly safe to have your baby at home with the proper supervision. Hospital births are way more common in the U.S., but you can do it with a proper midwife, and it's perfectly safe to do. I'm going to disagree with you on that one. Wing the Ultimate Nug. Are free births people the same people who have open periods and let their blood go in chairs and stuff? I have no idea what the overlap would be there. Daddy Sume with 10 bits. Battle Mech Warrior. Gotcha. Not familiar. Devious Chilster with 10 bits. In my experience, CPS would put him in the nearest foster care area, an orphanage, or like forcefully enter the child into the system. There's some ways to do that. I hope there's some system in place where if they get older, they can be like, hey, my parents were crazy and didn't get me a birth certificate. Can I have one, please?
There's nothing funny about the tools.
Antipodian Squid with 10 bits. Free birth also doesn't include any pain relief of any kind or any parental care or the assistance of a midwife or doulas during birth. Free births want to do it all alone without assistance and generally have no idea the position of the baby or anything.
About the tools of capitalism.
Not the safest thing in the world. Oops. I pledge to House Steiner, Clanner, Scum, glory to the Lyrian Commonwealth, says Logarth. All these memes, I don't get it.
Hello, sir.
What's the problem today?
Oh, I've got these cameras that read all the number plates, and it just told me the driver of this car is suspended.
Well, I'm not the driver.
Oh, you're driving the car now?
I'm not driving, I'm just traveling.
All right.
Oh, God! His window is literally smashed! He knows... You know what? You know what? At least the window's already smashed. The cop doesn't even have to bother this time. Why? Why do this? Why be so stupid? And on top of that, he's filming vertically. Like, come on. Come on, guys.
Okay. Have you got your license?
I'm not the owner. No, I don't.
Alright, I just need some form of ID just so I know who's driving the car. Do you mind?
No, you don't.
I do. So you're driving a motor vehicle? I just need to.
What business is it of yours?
So.
Come on, buddy. We don't want to play these games, do we?
No, I don't.
I don't. So how about you go home? You do your thing. I'll go home. I'll do my thing.
That's not how it works. You're driving a motor vehicle.
I'm not driving. I'm just travelling in an automobile, mate.
Whether you're the registered owner or not, it just tells me the registered owner of this car is suspended. So I just need to make sure.
That's good, but I'm not him.
Well, I don't know.
Do I match the description of the guy?
I don't know that. I haven't looked.
How old's the guy?
I haven't looked.
Well, why don't you look at that, and you'll find out that he's probably like 50.
What's up with your window, sir?
He's literally just lying to the police right now. I'd imagine that's a thing in and of itself in terms of legality, just lying to the police.
How old do I look?
What's happened to your window, sir?
It got smashed by you guys, while someone else was driving it. It's not my window, though. I just picked it up.
Good cover. You almost lost it there.
A little bit unroadworthy. Where did you pick it up from?
From Fine Street Panels.
Okay, it's a little bit unroadworthy.
Well,
a little bit dangerous.
We've got to get it somewhere to fix it.
How far do you have to take it?
Right around the corner here.
Oh, perfect. So
I'm just dropping it off.
I appreciate all that, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I just need to know who you are now, so just in case you are the registered owner. So,
well, have a look at your paperwork. It'll tell you how old the guy that you're claiming has a suspended license is.
Regardless whether he's the driver or not, I can see.
How old do I look?
Like 25, maybe.
Okay, so if you're going on that, have a look at your paperwork.
That's not how it works.
Besides that, I need to know who you are. You're driving the car.
You don't need to know who I am.
Right. Well, I'm just taking a guess that this has been smashed.
Oh, Jesus Christ. MMO Addicted. How would you pronounce Shadira?
There's nothing funny about
Zillarin
capitalism.
Oblodra, new D&D character. That's how. Daddy Sume with 10 bits. All hail Comstar. All hail the savior of the inner sphere. I still don't get it.
Because similar sort of dealings, you just failed to provide ID. Is that the right?
I don't know why it was smashed. I just got asked to pick the car up.
Okay, and that's great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So that means that if you aren't the registered owner, he's done the right thing. He's got someone else to drive, which is brilliant. But now I just need to know who you are. Because
for what reason?
To make sure you're not the guy. I guarantee this is the guy. He's just lying. He's lying through his teeth.
Because I've seen you drive the car. So look,
and what's that matter?
So you either do, or I'll have to arrest you.
No, thank you.
No, I don't want to either. I'd rather you just do the right thing, I do the right thing.
Go look at your paperwork, buddy.
I need to know who you are.
I've told you what it is.
I just need to know who you are, sir, and then that's it. No dramas, no silly business, just who you are, and then you're out of here, okay? Simple.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
MMO Addicted with 10 bits. That was actually nice, Hannah. Thanks for that. And Sume is making battle mech jokes. Bad ones, of course. Fight, 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 fight.
Thank you.
What's this, sir?
It's a notice to cease and desist.
Okay.
Police powers.
Battle tech, sorry.
So what you're telling me is that if I pull the driver over and you just provide me some documents, then I'm just gonna let you go?
Look at your computer, mate. Surely you're not that stupid. I know you're not that stupid.
Ooh, yeah, probably don't call the cop stupid during your traffic stop. Even if the cop is stupid. Just pragmatically speaking, not a great strategy.
Okay, because I haven't been rude.
I'm saying I know you're not that stupid, right?
I'm making a little fancy video for YouTube, but you don't need to be rude. I'll be very respectful to you. You be very respectful to me. That's how it works.
Yeah,
okay?
so be respectful and let me continue.
I need to know who you are. Otherwise, I will have another unit down here and we'll have to go through that route. And I don't want to have to go through that. And
no, you won't have to.
So just provide me some ID, please, sir.
For what reason?
You're driving a motor vehicle. I'm not going to.
I'm not driving. I'm traveling.
Tell me who you are. And then we're fine.
It makes me weirdly giddy every time they say it. I'm not driving, I'm traveling. It's always funny to me. MMO Addicted cop is being very reasonable, and I like that. Yeah, whenever we watch the ones that are from, like, Australia or the UK, the cops are always very reasonable. I'm okay with, like, saying, like, hey, fine, cool, good job, copper. It's the American cops that tend to get, you know... They turn the situation into, oh, now I have to hate everyone involved in the situation. He said the thing! He did say the thing.
You have a license, is that correct? Do you have a Victorian license?
It's nothing to do with you guys.
It's absolutely everything to do with me. Do you have a license?
How is it anything to do with you?
There's nothing funny about tools.
Now, go look at your computer,
mate.
mate.
Leave from here, okay? If you leave from here...
He's driving a murder vehicle and he thinks he can get away without ID.
then I'll have to have more units trying to follow you, and then it's going to be a lot of drama that I don't want and you don't want.
Okay, so you get in your car, you go. I'll stay here, and then once you're gone, I'll go.
I also, something I really like about cops in Australia and the UK, and I'm not saying they all do this, but regularly when we watch these videos and it's cops from the UK or Australia, often they'll have like these fluorescent either vests or jackets on that make them very visible, like, hello, I'm a cop, if you need a cop, right here. Whereas the American police don't do that. They tend to wear like very dark colors, like navy blue or black, and it's like, you know what I mean? I don't know. There's something a little nicer about the cop being like, hello, I'm a cop, I'm right here, rather than, you know, how American cops come across, which is not that. MMO addicted, I'd send you Polish sovereign citizens, but the language barrier, yeah, that's a shame.
Not how it works, is it?
Yeah.
Provide me with your license, please. I'll give you
No,
one more
thank
chance to do
you.
it.
I'm not.
There's nothing funny about the
No,
tools
thank
of
you.
capitalism.
If you leave,
Doom Smoothie, glad this exists all over the world and not just the US. It makes me not worry about crazy American stereotypes. Oh, you should definitely still worry. You should definitely still worry. It almost makes it worse, though. Like, if I could blame sovereign citizen, Karen-y, anti-mask, you know, crazy behavior like that, flat earth, on just some cultural issue in the United States, that'd be nice, because that means it's a solvable issue. But if this exists everywhere, to some extent or another, then that's just a human problem, and that's a lot harder to fix.
This is your choice. I'm trying to do
Is
the
this
right
a
thing.
threat?
I'm trying to do the right thing. I haven't even finished speaking yet, alright? I love, you can hold the camera all you like, that's fine. I don't mind that business. What I'm trying to do is just establish who you are.
So who are you then? Who are you then?
Antipodian Squid with 10 bits. Patrolling cops here don't wear the high-vis jackets, but the patrol vests have reflectors and high-vis stripping to make them very visible. Oh, that's good.
Establish who you are first, sir. I'm quite happy to tell you.
Well, why would I don't have any need to prove you're in an unmarked car, so you're not clearly police. I don't even have to stop for you.
Leading senior constable.
That's not true. Police can have, at least this is the States, this is Australia, so might be different. In the States, though, yeah, police can have unmarked cars. They use them to catch people who might behave if they see a police car, but around, you know, the general population, they don't. That's a thing. MMO addicted with 10 bits. Polish anti-vaxxers dressed up as Auschwitz prisoners this movement, and Polish sovereign citizens are very in bed. And then there's a link, but the link doesn't work. Maybe try posting the link again. Yeah.
I don't even legally have to stop for you. I could have kept going.
Untrue.
According to your rules, the nearest police station.
Part of your conscience did the right thing. You saw the lights. You saw my direction. To
Well, I couldn't get past you safely. That was my determination.
Which is fantastic.
I was going to try and go around this side because it was unsafe to go that way.
That's distasteful.
Okay? But then you pulled up further.
I'll ask you one more time, and then
you know I'm not the registered the supposed owner of this car, don't you?
You're a driver of a motor vehicle, okay? And I'm asking you.
I'm not a driver. I'm
to
traveling.
provide your details. Are you going to do it? Or
how are you traveling?
My name's on that paperwork.
Are you going to do it, or are you going to be?
My name is on that paperwork.
That's a good start.
There you go. If you had read it.
What's your name, sir? Blake Connor, is that correct?
That's it.
All right. Wait here for me, please.
You've got no reason to suspect me of doing anything wrong, do you?
I didn't say you've done anything wrong, sir.
Do you have a reason to suspect me of doing anything wrong?
I had a reason to stop you. The registered.
Yes, the car was registered to someone who has a suspended license and you're driving around with a smashed window. Yeah, that's suspicious.
This vehicle is suspended.
Okay, so you stop me. Let's say that.
Smashed window. Okay. So now I'm just trying to speak to you about who you are. If you're not the registered owner, that's fine. I need to know who you are.
Well, you know that now, don't you?
No, I don't. I need to know. I need a date of birth.
No, you don't.
Yes,
I don't know when I was born.
There could be 100 different birth names. I need to know who you are, and if you have.
There's approximately 4 in Victoria.
Okay. Do you have a license to drive in Victoria?
Under duress, yes.
Under duress. Okay. So I should be able to find a license. Is that fair to say?
You can, but it's all rights reserved. Well, no, sorry, you probably shouldn't, because I've actually reserved all my rights with VicRoads, including the right to privacy.
Right. I'll do my checks now, sir.
I'm going, thank you.
You're not going anywhere.
Why am I being held?
Now I can arrest you for not providing me the proper identification.
I don't have to.
Listen to me. I'm choosing not to do that because I don't want to go through all this drama.
Do I not have 24 hours? Even under your rules, have 24 hours?
Because you could be anyone, sir. I don't know who you are. Okay?
You could be anyone too. You've got a little bit of paper in a sleeve.
There's nothing funny about the tools.
Antipodian's good with 10 bits. Unmarked patrol cars are common here in Australia too. You do have to legally stop. This guy has no idea how things worked. I'm shocked, I tell you. I thought this fine gentleman was so informed on the law. I gotta watch this keyboard. It's got like dust all over it, but you know that dust that once it sits there long enough, you can't just like, it's like stuck to it.
Unfortunately, just on your name alone, I wasn't able to find a license. I'll need a date of birth. That'll make it a lot easier. And then you go about your day, I'll go about mine. Fair enough?
Under duress, I'll give you my license.
So I'm certainly not.
You don't need to say under duress. If you feel you're under duress, it doesn't necessarily need to be noted. I mean, it's under duress in the sense that, yes, if you break the law, you're under duress for, you know... If you feel that following the law puts you under duress because you want to break the law, that's fine, as long as you don't break the law in that particular case.
I'm not trying to put you under duress, mate. I just do my...
Well, you are, because you're basically threatening to lock... What are you... Sorry, okay, what... I've got a license, see? You can say I've got a license.
I need to confirm it, sir. That's all right to just hold up the document.
So what's going to happen if I don't give it to you?
You'll be under arrest, just until we can
Okay, so under duress, I will give it to you.
Thank you, sir. State your name. Your address is Apollo Bay. Is that fair to say?
That's what it says on there, isn't it?
No problem. All right. Can we just run this license number and just get this gentleman out of here? Thank you very much.
James Black, is it?
Yeah, James
and
Black.
S.
Lawn Police Station.
Samantha Tone. Toyne. Sorry, that's a bit of an odd one. Not odd as in the numbers. And you all well know I'm not the registered owner of this address, just looking at me, don't you? Sorry, of this vehicle.
Of this vehicle?
Yeah, you all know I'm not the owner of this vehicle, just by looking at that, don't you?
26 of the...
It's pretty freaking obvious I'm not 50 years old, isn't it?
Sir, I get a tone that comes up in an alarm tone that goes off on my car when any unregistered, unlicensed driver comes past.
That's fine, but you could have walked up to my window and gone, well, that's clearly not the guy.
But I still would...
Not necessarily. You need to provide your ID. It would have been so quick. My goodness.
I have to find out who you are, because you're in someone else's car if that's the case. So I haven't had time to...
It doesn't matter.
I've got out and had a spit.
That's nothing to do with it. Is it reported stolen?
Under the Road Safety Act, mate, you've got to present your licence either way if you're driving a vehicle or not.
Only if I've done something wrong.
No, not if you've done something wrong.
I have no reasonable...
Sir, you didn't do anything wrong as far as driving, but I told you the car come up...
I haven't done anything wrong as far as anything ever.
100%.
I've done one thing wrong in my life, I got in trouble for it.
Fantastic. What was that?
That's irrelevant. I don't really...
Then why'd you bring it up? Hello.
Hey.
What's up?
Not much.
They want
Would you like a little bit of apple cider?
Sure.
Okay.
Talk about
I'll
that.
bring it when I'm done.
Perfect.
Was his last...
That sounds more important than
Hello,
this, doesn't
chat.
it? The family dispute.
Probably will be.
Yeah, so maybe you should go deal with that rather than wasting your time here.
It's not a waste of time. Funny about
It clearly is. Yeah, well...
Tandy Sume, Baja, Hannah is being thirsty for your bits. That's a very strange way to say that I want your money.
Oh, you know, I don't want it smashed either.
Baja, I'm supposed to tell you Lexi says hi.
Hello, Lexi.
That's why I was driving so slow.
Lexi is Sushi Mom's daughter that fell off a cinder block.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the other thing is, how far do you have to go? Because this is an issue. If you're already knocking bits of glass out just like that...
Oh, I'll pull it all out.
Just watch your fingers.
Now you're doing it all over the road.
Mate, they're very, very sharp.
Oh, Jesus.
There you go. We'll
As long as you've got the bulk of it. Don't do it with bare hands, mate. You're gonna hurt
Nah, she's right.
He's gonna cut himself.
There you go, it's all down.
Thank you, Squid. They are being frustrating, but my my experiments are at least moving along slowly.
And thank you for the 50 bits.
Nothing that can end up in my eyes, do we agree?
Random guy 2324 real. Is this Baja's first visit? Into the room today on stream? I think it's my second visit. If you mean visit back to see Hannah since I left to go back to work. Also, no, it's not my first visit.
License is absolutely fine. Thank you for...
Can I have my license? You can keep that. You can put that on your record.
Keep this one. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
And sorry, what was your name again?
Jamie Davidson.
Jamie Davidson?
Geelong Highway Patrol.
From Geelong Highway Patrol.
And just tell
now,
them,
next time...
Just let the rest of them know. That's fantastic.
Next time, use your head a
Doing the
bit.
right thing. No, not use my head a bit. Don't tell me how to do my job.
And your car wasn't very sneaky pulling up near Vic Roads there, and I saw you go past as well.
I'm up and down this road all day. Okay.
I saw you go past. The black car that pulled up near Vic Roads, seriously, pulled up right behind.
Did that black car do anything? Did he pull you up, or because?
I saw him drive up here to have a look.
Did you see this one too? There's police cars everywhere, so we're in an area where there's a lot of heavy traffic.
Why do you think I was in this today, travelling?
Because the registered owner.
Because we knew it was a stitch up, right?
The registered owner is clearly doing the right thing, and that's good to see. He's suspended.
No, he's not actually suspended.
He's not? Okay.
I've seen the paperwork from Vic Roads that says it's not suspended.
He should have drove then, I suppose. But,
well, he just didn't want to put up with your shit today, that's all.
Regardless, on the system, it just tells us the registered owner is suspended.
So, just out of curiosity, sorry to change the subject a bit.
Not at all.
Why did you join Victoria Police Force?
Very good job, very rewarding. Help people, keep people off the roads that shouldn't be on the roads.
So do you think this is helping people?
Yes.
Do you think you've really made the roads any safer? You've sat here right near a corner. Wouldn't you have gone up there another 50 metres? Or 100 metres?
What do you do for work, sir?
It doesn't matter what I do.
Well, it kind of does, because you're critiquing how I do my job. I wouldn't do that to you.
Well, I always try and do my job so it doesn't put anyone else in danger. If I put no one else in danger, I've done a good job. If I put myself in danger, that's my decision, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So I just would have thought, that's why I wanted to keep going. I thought you would have gone up there a bit further.
Off the road, so we're completely
well,
off the road, so...
you got two cars parked on the road right near an intersection. Yeah. Just so everyone can see.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I know no one should be coming around there that quick. That could be an issue. But if they do happen to be doing the wrong thing, you're just creating a worse situation. Do we agree?
Okay, so yeah, I'm not doing my job very well then.
So next time someone doesn't want to stop, maybe we should go up a bit further. And
okay, thank you.
Because I like to give us all a safe place. Because
I like that. Thank you.
Further up there, there's a spot.
Not very safe, mate. You probably need to do something.
Well, I didn't make it like that. You guys did, so you can be proud of that.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
What an ass. Jesus Christ. All right, let's see what else. Aussie sovereign citizen is a racist idiot? Oh no. Oh, ow.
Hello everyone, we have another Aussie Freeman on.
What does Baja do? Isn't she into fetuses? That makes her job sound so much creepier than what it is. She's a PhD candidate. working with stem cells that she gets from fetal mice. I believe her work is basically on how stem cells determine if they're going to be one kind of stem cell over another kind of stem cell and what factors go into that. In particular, a factor called OCT4? OCT4? I want to say it's OCT4.
The land. He is not the sharpest tool in the drawer. Well, you can see for yourselves.
So I just saw a post on Facebook, and apparently the thugs are going.
What is being said in here about me?
OCT4?
What about OCT4?
Is that correct?
Yeah, but
Okay.
what triggered this conversation?
There's nothing funny about the tools.
They asked what you do. MMO addicted with 10 bits. Pickled mouse fetty. When Baha multiclasses into Necromancer and raises an army to conquer the world, will we be spared?
Of course.
Around
Pickled mouse feti? That is hilarious.
arresting and
It's not quite
with
pickling.
warrants to.
Yeah, the way they described it was very funny. They're like, what does Baha do? Isn't she into fetuses? Which is a fun way to describe it. Daddy Sume, what about me, Baha?
Everybody is spared. I don't plan on making a mouse army.
Oh, that's lame. You should. For sure.
This is 120 calories.
Yeah, thank you.
Bellsthar asked if I'm teaching or just researching this semester. Thankfully, just researching. I am teaching in the spring, though, and it's going to be my first time TAing. So that'll be interesting.
Do you know who you're going to be TAing for? Do you work for an entire department if you're a TA and just kind of work with all the...
No. So I am hired by my department to teach under one professor for one class.
Okay. Do you have any idea who the professor and what the class is going to be yet?
Yes, I know both of those things.
Well, I don't need to know the professor because it's not going to mean anything, and that's also kind of going to dox them. But do you know what the class is going to be?
Yeah, it's like it's fundamentals of genetics.
So like early undergrad stuff, basically.
Yeah. It's like, I think it's a 300 level class. So it's like the first
genetics class?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool.
But yeah, I'm really excited to start TAing.
For people for incitement and arresting them and all this and stealing their phones.
He is referring to the Australian government having COVID deniers fined or arrested
trans
for
rights.
spreading false information.
Now,
At least somebody has
to anyone that's in the groups that, are sharing this event and all that, if they rock
big
up, you do not understand them. Do not understand. If they ask if you understand, no. Flat out no. I do not understand. I do not consent. No, you're not stealing my phone. Where's the
funny about the tools of capitalism?
Saying you understand something is not giving or retracting consent. Some sovereign citizens have this misconception that when a police asks you, they tell you something and then they say, do you understand? They think that this means, yes, I stand under, which to them means I consent to whatever you want to do to me. This is as stupid as it sounds, but somehow this got out into the ether of the sovereign citizen belief system. So some people believe if you say to a cop or a judge, yes, I understand, you are giving them consent to basically do their job, which they already have. They don't need it, but they think if they just say, no, I don't understand, it'll help them in some way, which it does not.
I have been asked to explain what stem cells are.
Okay.
Okay. So, basically, and this is going to be a part of a presentation that I give all the time. It's like part of my background section, so that if anybody is listening that doesn't know what stem cells are, I tell them this. Basically, what a stem cell is, the broad definition of a stem cell is any cell that can make the decision to either differentiate and start turning into specified tissues, So this cell hasn't determined its fate yet, but it can go on to become a specific type of cell. Or, and this is the important part, it can self-renew. So this cell can either go and turn back into itself, or it can move on and become a specified cell. And then, on top of stem cells, there are different levels of potency of stem cells. So what potency means is how many different types of cells can this stem cell become. So
real quick, thank you Tannerin Man for following, and then MMO Addicted says la 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 Baha. We have summoned the Grand Blaster, all tremble. Okay.
So there's totipotent stem cells, and what that means is that's the highest level of potency. That means that the cell can become any of the cells in whatever organism it's in. So if you have a totipotent human stem cell, which are basically any cell in the embryo up to the 8-cell stage is, for all intents and purposes, a totipotent stem cell. And that means it can become a placental cell, it can become any of the body cells, it can become a gamete, which are the eggs or sperm, whatever sex cell it has. And then there are pluripotent stem cells, which are the ones that I work with. And that just basically means that those cells can become any cell within the body of the organism. And so if you had like a mouse pluripotent stem cell, it can become like a heart cell, it can become a brain cell, it can become any of the body cells, but it can't become like placenta. And then there are multipotent stem cells, which I also work with, and those are stem cells that can only become like a tiny little amount of cells. So the ones I work with, the multipotent stem cells, are able to differentiate into just two things.
Furiaferna says gametes. And then there's a video, this is how it's pronounced. Okay.
You can bestow upon me the rank of Gene Queen. I very much appreciate that. And yes, Belsthar, potency equals what can this cell multiclass into? Stem cells are those things in that medicine that saved Donald Trump that all his supporters hate because they're against abortion. No, not technically. So the reason that people say stem cell research was used for the thing that Donald Trump was treated with is that's because they used the stem cells that they're called human embryonic kidney stem cells, and they were derived originally from an aborted fetus from 1971 in Sweden or Norway. I can't remember which one. And they basically, what he was treated with is a monoclonal antibody. And to be able to be sure that that monoclonal antibody was effective, they have to test it on something. And so they used the aborted fetal cells. Yeah, kind of like HeLa cells, except so HeLa cells are from a cancer originally, from Henrietta Lacks. She had cervical cancer, and they were able to unethically and without her permission or her family's permission take her cervical cancer cells and perpetuate that cell line. So those cells that people use, they don't recapitulate like how normal cells act. So
MMO addicted. Basically a joke comparing Baja to an elder evil walking to blast the world. Yeah, I got it. Stellar Sea Cow. So he was treated with socialist aborted fetus cells. Man, that would really grind the gears of so many Republicans, says the Stellar Sea Cow.
Mm-hmm. There was one other thing. I know, I'm sorry.
There's nothing funny
Big Titty Meg, thank you for subscribing. 6-month streak.
Argonian Bum, how did you two meet? I DM'd Hannah on Twitter. Can stem cells potentially help repair nerves and neurons? My best friend luckily survived a point-blank shot to the head as a kid. Could stem cells help him? Wow. I am really glad that your friend survived being shot in the head. That's scary as fuck. And at some point, I would say it's possible. My lab, we're trying to understand the things that allow a stem cell to be a stem cell. So eventually our work, we hope, will be able to be applied to converting just normal body cells like skin cells into back into stem cells. So then they could be used for treatments. So the answer is hopefully.
Daddy Sume, I wish smart, sexy ladies would DM me on Twitter. Okay, I'm gonna watch this video now.
Hello everyone, we have another Aussie free man on the land. He is not the sharpest tool in the drawer. Well, you can see for yourselves.
So I just saw a post on Facebook, and apparently the thugs are going around arresting and with warrants for people for incitement and arresting them and all this and stealing their phones.
He is referring to the Australian government having COVID deniers fined or arrested for spreading false information.
Yeah.
Oh no, the consequences of my own actions. I spread misinformation about a virus during a public health crisis. How could I have seen this coming?
To anyone that's in the groups that, you know, are sharing this event and all that, if they rock up, you do not understand them. Do not understand. If they ask if you understand, no. Flat out no. I do not understand. I do not consent. No, you're not stealing my phone. Where's the signed warrant? Is the warrant signed? No. Where's the signed power of attorney you're relying on? Ask the questions. It's not hard.
It looks like you're sitting in the back of a police car, so how's that working out for you?
At least try and stump them, you know, like, at least give yourself something to go on, you know, because if you just consent and go with them, do resist arrest. Of course you're resisting arrest. It's unlawful. Like,
in most situations, resisting arrest is not a good call. If you believe that your arrest is bogus, I understand the frustration. First of all, this guy's arrest is not bogus. Fuck this guy. Second of all, if you think your arrest is, like, ridiculous and not something that's legal, then you need to deal with that in court. Then you need to get a lawyer and sue the department. You're not going to fight your way out of an arrest. All you're going to do is catch extra charges. You don't want to do that.
It's a bit frustrating. It seems simple. Maybe people just don't know, but do not consent to them kidnapping you. Do not consent to them assaulting you. Do not consent to anything. Do not consent to them stealing your phone, anyone else's phone. Tell them you do not consent. Please, people, I don't want to see this keep happening. They're just trying to get on top of it, and we've got to play our cards better. And one of them is by knowing our rights and stating it. And at least if you've said the right things, you might have some way to get back at them, you know, and might minimize the damages for the moment, you know, or piss them off a bit more. Either way, I like that though. But yeah, guys, just please don't consent. Please state that you don't consent. Time and time again, consent, consent. I do not consent.
You don't have to consent to be arrested. What is wrong with you people? Think about this for 5 seconds. If you had to consent to be arrested, why would anyone be in jail? People do not have to consent to be arrested. If that were the case, no justice system in the history of the world would be worth having or would be effective in any way in keeping harmful people away from society, or if you want to rehabilitate those people, regardless of your intent. If you have to consent to be arrested, the entire system falls apart. Wing the Ultimate Nug with 10 bits. Can Baja start a streaming channel and teach us about science? I've told her to do that. She does not seem interested. MMO Addicted with 10 bits. So someone I know posted to Facebook an article from Farmers Weekly saying that the psychologists have spoken. Hunting trips are good for small children. The contents of the article do not matter that much. They are pretty cringe though, including a photo of a kid with a dead deer's head sitting on a grave. What got me the most was the last line, expertise, written by insert master's degree psychology guy's name on commission for insert hunting rifle manufacturer, Objective A. Oh, Jesus Christ. It was research paid for by a rifle company. Gross.
I do not consent. Yell it out as many times as you can. Tell them you are...
oh God. I'm conflicted about hunting a little bit. I think hunting for sport, and only for sport, should never be a thing. I think that's disgusting. Let me be clear on that. But in terms of, like, if it's deer season and you like to hunt, and you want to go hunt and then get the deer processed for venison, honestly, that's so much less cruel to me than the factory farming that we see in, like, you know, the beef or chicken or whatever industry. Like, at least that deer was out living its life, and you as a predator, although it's very unfair and it has absolutely no chance, that's often the case with predator-prey relationships.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
At least it died free, more or less, and it was killed very quickly, and then you're taking it and you're going to presumably eat the meat and give it to other people maybe too. I've had situations where family members who hunt, I don't hunt, have given me some venison, and that's nice if you like venison. But yeah, hunting culture is a little cringe to me, but I don't know.
I'm not stealing my phone.
MMO Addicted, not even research, an article, expertise, not published anywhere or reviewed or having any actual data to back it up. They couldn't even afford a fake study. Lame.
You do not have...
Devious Chillster, my uncle and aunt hunt deer a lot because deer will run wild if you don't, apparently. Like, they'll legitimately destroy their own ecosystem because their natural predators are not there anymore. So we kind of have to take the initiative ourselves, at least that's what they say. See, I feel like a lot of people say that. Is that backed up? Is that backed up, or is that something hunters say to make themselves, like, and I don't even know about make themselves feel better, because they don't care, but, like, it seems to me, regardless of whether or not people went out and hunted deer, in the end, nature would balance it out. You know what I mean? Like, I find it very hard to believe that the mitigating factor, like, keeping deer in check, is entirely humans hunting them. I think that's something that people who hunt maybe tell themselves to make it feel not just something they enjoy doing, which is fine if that's something you enjoy, I don't really care, but more along the lines of, like, I'm doing a moral good thing, when really it's morally neutral at best. Logarth, point of order, the majority of funding for conservation in most states is funded by hunting license fees. Also, deer will run wild because we've killed off all the predators that would keep the population down. I mean, then they'd probably starve. They would starve to death then, probably. I mean, either way, they're dead. Stellar Sea Cow, in DC, we have a bow season in the city because the deer population gets to be too much, and they have to get culled before we allowed a hunting season. And then Daddy Sume, not really, deer have no natural predators anymore. They have culled the wolf population to the point they breed out of control. It's morally neutral, though it is a problem. Okay.
There's nothing funny about the tools of
They starve to death while destroying the ecosystem? How are they destroying the ecosystem? I'm not being snarky. I legitimately don't know.
Have permission. They'll claim they have a warrant. Who's signed the warrant? You have not signed the warrant, have you? No. Obviously not, because you don't want to be locked up. If you have signed the warrant, that's your own fault.
Overgrazing? Okay.
Bad as it seems, I don't believe anyone would do that. If a judge has signed it.
MMO Addicted with 10 bits, and yeah, I'm one of the same mind. Hunting is more moral than factory farming. There are cringe elements to hunting culture, but some are decent folk, and yeah, to some degree it's true, but some take it too far. But overall, it's more fair, to be honest. At least the boar can kill a hunter if it gets lucky. Logarth with 10 bits, deer will destroy deer will destroy foliage trying not to starve. They will then get sick and spread diseases to non-threatened animal populations. Okay.
Where's the signed power of attorney? There is none. Surely people aren't going to give buddy power of attorney to a judge. You know, challenge him a bit. Tell him not to trespass on the property.
What do you mean power of attorney to a judge? I don't think that means what you think it means.
They haven't got a legal warrant, so tell them to fuck off. Please, people, and share it around. Let people know. I don't want to keep seeing these videos where people aren't even challenging them. They're understanding these bloody thugs. Anyway, bit of a rant. Just thought I'd pull over and get a bit of frustration out. Hopefully it saves a couple people, and I'll see you on the next one. Hey guys, how's it going today? Just wanted to do a quick little video on understanding. I don't understand anything or anyone.
That's honest! That was the most honest sentence I think this man has said in years.
It's something that cops often use to try and trap you is, do you understand?
He's incorrect.
I'll ask you something very simple, simple to comprehend. And I'll go, do you understand? And you'll notice I did when I was talking to Colin. I go, no, Colin, you know I don't understand anything. So I think people have misunderstood the meaning of understand.
I think you've misunderstood the meaning of understand.
Because they seem to think it means the same as comprehend.
It does. When the cops are asking you if you understand something, it means, do you comprehend what I am explaining to you?
To understand is actually to...
Logarth, while we're here, Yellowstone has reintroduced wolves in the last 5 to 8 years, and since they did, they've seen a bee on other species. Seen a bee? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Seen a bee other species other than white-tailed deer, specifically because overgrazing had been curtailed. Moose, elk, caribou, and even tertiary predators like cougars and bobcats are coming back because of it too. Oh, that's nice.
To stand under someone's authority. So whenever they ask you that, the answer is no. And you can say, no, I comprehend,
a bunch
or no,
of other,
whatever.
Gotcha.
Just make sure you tell them you do not understand.
You're shocked to learn understand and comprehend are synonyms.
Another one.
Hello, everyone. I just had a bit of a thought.
He had a thought. Holy shit, someone call the local news.
10 new Twitter account. Oh, new Twitter account for Daddy Sume. I'll click on it. I'll follow. That's what I don't know if you got any like porn on there, so I had to turn the screen off just in case. Is this gonna be a horny on main account? I don't know if I want to follow your horny on main account or your just horny separate account.
think I worked out why they want to call everyone sovereign citizens.
50-50. All right.
Because they want you all to be...
People like you are why I can't ever open my Twitter on stream, by the way. Like, I'm always afraid I'm gonna be going down my Twitter feed and it's gonna be like, here's a big dick. In fairness, that's because I have someone who I've talked to before, Miss Quinn, on Twitter. She's a sex worker, who does fetish videos, and I follow her because we've had conversations before, and she's a fan of the show, and we've talked about, you know, working online and stuff. So occasionally I'll be scrolling down my Twitter feed, and she's just got, you know, fetish videos. It's like, all right, not what I'm into, but, you know, gotta make that money.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Daddy Sume, I won't be posting dicks, I'll be posting boobies and sharing SW Friends content. Okay. Okay.
Morons. Oxymorons. But it's morons, then they're
There's
right.
nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Oxymoron.
Logarth with 10 bits. The sad thing is with the Cheeto and Chief in charge, a lot of the progress in returning wolves to nature have been stalled if not entirely overturned. Selling off protected land, removing regulations on hunting wolves, and lobbyists from cattle farms have not helped anyone, I'm sure.
So don't admit to being a sovereign citizen. I think a sovereign's alright, or you can be a citizen if you want, just don't be both. Because they're opposites. Well, somewhat opposites. So don't be an oxymoron or a moron. Because I think then you might come under their Mental Health Act. That might be why they want to call you a sovereign citizen. Because if you're a moron, you come under their Health Act. Don't think it would say what type of moron. Just moron. So as long as you're a moron, an oxymoron, whatever. Anyway, my thought for today.
So, we've established that he is not very bright, but he also appears to be just a teeny bit racist.
Oh no, he's gonna be a racist sovereign citizen. That sucks. Logarth with 10 bits. You don't have to read this. Okay.
Tonight I'm going to do a quick video. Stop assuming. Please, people. Now I'm going to say something here and listen to it. I hate all black people the same.
Yikes.
Okay? Now all of you fuckwits are gonna go and say, you're racist.
Yeah, that statement was racist. Yep.
Keep watching. That sentence isn't finished.
There's nothing funny
Now,
about
a lot of people, when you say that, and I...
Devious Chillster with 10 bits. That's good, sir. Can you please order now? This is a Wendy's.
Actually got told this off a teacher at a Christian school. He was the chaplain. He was married to a black woman. And he said it in class. And a couple of the black kids go, oh, you fucking racist, basically. Not in those exact words.
Yeah, because that's racist.
And one of the kids, he was quite smart. And I'm kind of annoyed. I didn't think of it. I go, oh, that's a bit on the edge. And he yells out, you hate them as much as what? So you hate them the same as what? Or who? And the teacher goes, white people. I have as much hate for black people as I do white people, and I...
Okay, could you phrase it in a way that doesn't make you clearly sound like a KKK member? That'd be great. Like, why would you word that in the most provocative, stupid way possible? Attention whore? That is a word that comes to mind, a phrase that comes to mind. Like, you could just say, hey, I don't have particular prejudice for anyone based on their racial group, Like, that conveys the same idea without making you look like an asshole. That'd be great. How about it?
I have no hate for white people and I have no hate for black people. He hates them all the same amount. There you go. Am I racist?
I think you're trying to be intentionally provocative for a statement that is not controversial. Like, it's good for people to be like, hey, I'm not racist. Racism's bad and you shouldn't judge people by the color of their skin. Great. I don't think the vast majority of people would agree with that statement. But trying to turn it into this, like, oh, everyone in the room gasps moment, like you're in a movie, and you have to, like, say something controversial to get people's attention, and then you nail them with the twist. No, that's not how normal conversation tends to work in the real world. Just makes you look like you want attention. Like, ooh, look at me. I think I'm being clever, even though it's not really clever, and I just sound like a jackass. Annoying.
Maybe not. Maybe. Whatever. I hate white people. There's a lot of white people that I hate. They're fuckwits. There's a lot of black people that are fuckwits. A lot of brown people that are fuckwits. There's a lot of yellow people that are fuckwits. Stop assuming. You know, they assume that, you know, some regulation applies to all people. Doesn't apply to everyone. Don't just assume. Find out for yourself, please. I'm not racist. I've got friends that are fucking Indians. And I call them fucking Indians. I don't care. Most racist person I know. They're bloody Pakistani. Good mate of mine. Pakistani, most racist person I know. The shit he says about Asians, you would not believe and I would never say.
Why are you friends with this person then? If I knew someone who was incredibly racist, I wouldn't be their friend. What?
Don't call me racist. Yes, in general, I might not like one race of people. Just from my experience. That's just from my experience.
Wait, so you are racist? So you are racist? What?
Doesn't mean if one comes up and is really nice to me, I'm not going to give him a go. You know, everyone's got equal opportunity. They can have a, you know, come up, be polite. You know, some people might get run down by their race a bit. Well, that's only because of people that are your race, not because of me.
Oh.
You know, I will take extra precautions with certain races, and I'm not going to name any that I've had bad experiences with. But I'm still going to give them a chance, and I'm still going to give them a little bit of trust. They've still got to earn respect. So don't assume people.
Finally, here he is screwing with the police. No arrest this time, but given the rate he uploads new videos, it won't be long.
G'day guys, just going into the Apollo Bay police station today. I've got my mask on. Just going to ask a quick couple of questions and give a cease and desist notice. Not too bad, how are you?
Good, thanks.
What's your name?
Kyle.
Kyle?
Yep.
Nice to meet you, Kyle.
You too.
What's
your name?
It's relevant.
It's irrelevant.
Well, yes, it is.
Funny name. Did your mother give you that?
Yeah, she did actually. Do you
That guy has a good sense of humor, right off the bat.
actually have a right to ask for that? Well, you have a right to ask, but do you have a right?
Do you have the right to ask?
Anyone's got a right to ask whatever they want.
Oh, okay. So what's the problem?
Well, I was just asked you.
Do I legally have to answer?
Not if you haven't committed anything.
Okay. Just wanted to check that. Other question, if I ask your name, do you legally have to answer?
For what purpose?
Just because I see you walking up the street or whatever. When you're working, I mean.
The stupid
specifically,
hurts.
not-
You can answer.
I feel
Right.
you.
Do you have to answer?
Well, normally we would, yes.
Right.
Because something was
So,
matter.
and given a specific, more not specific, but more specific circumstance, if you engage with the conversation with me and I ask your name, do you have to answer?
if we engage in a conversation,
So say you say, hey you, and I go, what? What's your name?
Yep.
Would you have to answer?
Yeah, well, we would do anyway because.
Right. Well, no.
What are you recording? What
No, I know it doesn't. I know it doesn't happen sometimes. That's all.
Okay. So what do you want at the moment?
I just had a few quick questions. That's all.
Okay.
One is there any? If I'm not wearing a mask, what would happen?
Well, are you aware that lately there's a thing that you have to wear a mask now because there's coronavirus and we're in that stage?
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
That's a regulation, isn't it?
Daddy Sume, so now that you have a Twitter again, y'all need to slide into his DMs. Jesus.
That's through this?
Yeah, okay, so it's a regulation, yeah. So I'm aware there's a regulation with your corporation.
Oh, okay.
How dare you solicit in my chat, Daddy Sume?
The other question was, so there's exemptions from wearing a mask.
Yep.
So in that exemption, I don't know whether you're aware, I'm just trying to bring awareness to it because I was saying it's been quite the issue and I don't know whether anything's happened down here yet with it. But if you come up to me and ask me why I'm not wearing a mask, and I say I've got an exemption, what would you reply to that?
I require the exemption.
Okay, do you know that it actually states that you do not have to carry the exemption? Now, and it says, so this is why I want to bring it up, because a lot of police officers, and I know some of them are like yourself, have probably got the good intentions, but this is the regulations, and if you're going to enforce regulation, you've got to enforce it correctly, or it's just pointless enforcing it.
You have to provide the details of the exemption.
So then what it says is you will be asked for your details. Now, it doesn't say that I have to answer.
I feel like if it says you'll be asked for your details, the implication of that statement in the statute or whatever is that you are supposed to answer the question. If you are asked, the implication is that you will answer.
Still got the right of refusal, don't I?
Jesus.
Well, if you haven't got the mask, it's an offence. If you haven't got the mask, if you've got an exemption.
If you've got an exemption though, so I've already stated I have an exemption.
We can prove that exemption, and that's fine.
It states I don't have to carry it, so I don't carry it.
Alright, but I still have the details.
So you can ask for my details. It doesn't say anywhere in that I have to give them to you. It just says that you will ask for them.
I'm not going to give you this debate.
No.
This is a problem with sovereign citizens in general. They take, like, the wording of a law without any consideration for the intent, and they think if they can somehow weasel word their way into giving a super, super literal interpretation, or even a reading that's basically a misreading, but still kind of goes with the exact wording of whatever is being said in a law, they think they win. It's like they've seen one too many movies where a lawyer, like, looks at an obscure statute and goes, oh, the wording could technically mean this, you know? And that's not really how the law works. A lot of it is, how do I put this? It depends on who's interpreting the law. There are certainly people who look at the law and try and be as literal as possible in how it is written, but a lot of law is consequentialist in nature, right? Like, what's the intent of the meaning of the law, not literally exactly the words it's written, even if it's written poorly or in an unclear way. It's very frustrating that they think they can basically, like, ooh, but the thing says this, it doesn't specifically say I'll answer. It's stupid. It's based on, like, a TV show, movie level understanding of how the law works. Antipodian Squid, 10 bits. You do have to provide your details, and you are expected to have your exemption details with you, either on paper or electronically. Interesting.
Well, I'm just saying this is how it's written.
No, I don't
So,
know how it's written exactly, but
well, I've read it a number of times, just out of curiosity.
Just recording, Paul. Just recording because we're putting the dossier.
Oh, Damien.
Yeah.
Fucking criminal. That's all he is. While you're here, there's one of them.
what's that?
That's a notice, and Just some general information on police powers. Yes, sir. Thank you.
I went to your registered address to track you down the other night. You weren't there.
Got a letter for you, Danny.
I don't care. And you weren't there. So you've got to be here per stage 3. Have you got an explanation?
Is that a crime?
Yes, it is.
What law?
Stage 3. I'll send you a ticket.
Don't,
Fuck off.
don't assault me, Danny. Served. What's that?
I said,
Did you say you fucking idiot?
Oh, boy. People are frustrating. People are incredibly frustrating.
This is my...
I don't know. We'll deal with more next time. I gotta go get ready for the other stream. Like I said, I'm gonna be on the line tonight. Let me... I will be on the line at 8 p.m. Eastern. So come check it out. There's a link in the chat. That'll be fun. Yeah. And what else? We will raid someone so you can hang out with someone else up until it's time for the line.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Raid Adam Plays. Support LGBT streamers. Okay. Logarth, thank you, Hannah. You always make my day. Well, thank you. Adam Plays. Is there some... Are they on my front page by chance?
There's nothing funny about
Adam
the tools of capitalism.
Plays? About Adam Plays. Oh, it's Adam! Oh, duh! From YMS. Okay, yeah, sure. Totes. I love YMS. I guess I didn't realize he was... Or that they were doing Twitch. Okay, thanks everyone. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Yeah, have a good night everyone. Chat is valid. Bye-bye.